wanted the limelight. Me priority never once. You kept close but never really wasn't. I accept your lack of focus, agree with all your choices. Needed you to need me, needed you to see me. Until I found the right direction, I think my reflection would agree. Had to find the me in me.
The Short Sport by King David Jordan.
King Joe.
Okay. Alright, reload it. Let's go get it. Today we got a crazy show for you guys today. It's going down. It's going down tonight. Hope you guys are ready. It's going down tonight. Y'all know what it's gonna be. It's gonna be King Joe. It's gonna be me. It's gonna be Bo, the King Bo Show. It's going down tonight. We're gonna talk about NFL. What happened with the free agency? What's been going on? Who's the winner? Who's the loser? Who's just you're gonna tell me buy, we sell, or we just is it a deal, no deal, or no big deal? New part of the show we coming up. Also, we're talking about the Squabble. The Squabble of the NCAA. There were March Madness. We're gonna talk about that also. Man, we're gonna talk about Nick Saban. Nick Saban ain't happy right now. A lot of people mad at what Nick Saban said, and I think that's crazy. And I kinda agree with them being a little bit upset with Nick Saban. What they said. We got that. We got a lot more coming up. Big Bo is here. I'm supposed to get Vinny's here. Y'all know what it's gonna be. It's gonna be a great time tonight. I hope you guys are ready to get into it and let me be what it's gonna be tonight right here on the King Bo Show. You know what you gotta do? You gotta show me the list.
Hey, King.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Now we can hear you.
Okay, like I said, I was just saying, listen, out of all the stuff that goes on, at the end of the day, everything can be set up, ready to go, and then you have some type of issue, some type of problem going on, and that's what we had tonight, little technical difficulties. But we here, I'm here, Bo here. You guys are here. The numbers are going crazy right now, which is crazy that you guys are here. And I'm so glad that you guys are here. Man, we're going to go ahead and get the show really, really popping right now. So let's go ahead and hit it with, what we got going on with the show tonight. So let's go with everything that is happening in sports. I hope you guys are ready. I'm ready. Vinny, you ready?
Ready.
You guys are ready. We ready. We're going to get into it tonight. We're going to get into it. Hope everybody's having a great day. Welcome to the show, the King Bo Show. And man, I don't like that my intro was a little off. I like my intro to be hitting a little bit better than that, Bo. It's crazy tonight. How you doing, Bo? You good?
Hey, brother, everything is good. Everything is fine. I can't complain. Life is good. Everybody out there on the air that's listening to us, hope all is well. Thank you guys for tuning in. And the show is going to be epic. So stay with us and chime in from time to time. And maybe we can learn something from you guys. And hopefully you guys will learn something from us. So it'll be a group effort. How you doing, Benny? How you doing, my brother?
I'm doing great. Hope everybody had a good day, good safe weekend, and everybody doing well and ready to get talking about sports. So let's go.
Let's get
All
it. Let's
right.
get
All
it. Let's
right.
get it. Let's get it. All right. So the first thing that you know, if you guys don't know what's happening so far today and NFL this week has been the big news, and the big news of all week has been talking about the NFL free agency that everybody's been really talking about this week, as far as signings. Well, who got what and what team they're going to. And now we actually have a little bit more idea now that they had the tampering situation going on. We've had more of a great idea of what's going on as far as with the signing and everything else that they have here. So, guys, how do y'all feel about what's going on? How do y'all feel about the tampering? How do y'all feel about everything that we have going on right now?
As far as I'm concerned, with the NFL free agency kicking off, you got a lot of players that are going to a lot of new destinations, a lot of big name contracts out there, a lot of big monies. A lot of things that I've seen where people are more interested in that guaranteed money. And like Benny mentioned last week, no state taxes. The teams that have no state taxes are quick to get players to come there very swiftly. That means a lot to them. But overall, though, there's been a lot of shaking and moving, and I'm quite sure there's going to be a little bit more. A lot of the big names are off. But now we're going to get the trickle down. You're going to see teams getting up under the salary cap, and there's still going to be a lot of more people on the move, especially up until the draft.
Benny, how you feel about everything so far? What you've seen so far in the free agency? We're gonna go. We're gonna get to the thing. How do you feel about everything so far?
It's the only thing I don't like about the free agency. You got a lot. You listen to the sports commentators. This team a contender. This team, man. A lot of this you really don't know up until. But I do have some hard opinions about a couple of free agents choices that was made. But it's we'll wait and see. We got to wait and see because some of these GMs don't know what they're thinking about. Some of them I think they're doing a good job.
But there's some of you have an issue with.
Yeah, some of the players I got an issue with. What you thinking about?
I got you. And I think it's
I
been an
think a lot of
interesting.
players are chasing that bag now.
And, and off the rip, we want to say, hey, thank you to everybody that's watching so far. Thank you to everybody that's a part of the show right now. What's up to Peter Parker? What's up, Peter Parker? My man, Manny, right? And Manny in the middle. What's up,
That's
Peter
made it
Parker? Spider-Man in the building.
the real Spider-Man. What's good, Manny? What's up, brother?
He said Peter Parker's back, Spider-Man's back. You know what I'm saying? He said running back. So it's, man, and we thank you for joining us tonight. He said he's running back, getting the same money. He said running backs are getting the same money, just with different teams. What's up with that? So let's go ahead and get to it. Everybody's ready to talk about this free agency. Let's talk about it. Let's start with the big one of the week. If you didn't know,
Not really.
The Atlanta Falcons, they made the big splash, getting what a lot of people consider is the number one free agent that was on the market, which was Kirk Cousins. And they signed Kirk Cousins on Tuesday, right? Today is Wednesday. Yesterday, Monday. They signed him on Monday, and they signed him to a $180 million contract, $50 million for the signing bonus, and he's guaranteed $100 million. So that means that the the Justin Fields trade is off, and that means that Atlanta for the next 4 years seems like they got their guy and Kirk Cousins. Now, Bo, Benny, I want to play a great a game, and now I was having issues remembering what the game was. But do y'all remember the name of the game? Y'all remember the name of the
De-
game?
Deal or no deal?
Deal, no deal, or what? No big deal. All right, so we're gonna go deal, a no big deal, and we're gonna start with the big one of the week so far, Mr. Kirk Cousins And Atlanta, let's see. Bo, we'll start with you. Deal, no big deal. What do you think about Kirk Cousins now being the Atlanta Falcons franchise quarterback?
Well, my thing about the deal is that first of all, I'm gonna say it's a big deal because anytime there's an individual receiving a contract where there's $100 million guaranteed, trust me, it is a big deal. Now, whether if it's going to be good or bad, that determines on how well he performs and which direction he leads the team in. So there's no such thing as a no big deal when somebody's getting paid $100 million guaranteed. It's a big deal. Now, Kirk Cousins is 35, 36 years old, coming off of a torn Achilles where his season ended shortly. As a result, Kirk Cousins was out for the rest of the year. So that I don't know if he's going to be 100% when the season starts. And this is my thing: if he is 100% when the season starts, anytime there's an Achilles injury, you're going to lose at least a step. Maybe lose a half a step, but you're going to slow down a little bit behind that.
Was it Achilles or ACL?
It was the Achilles, or was it ACL? But I think it
ACL.
was the Achilles.
Yeah, is it? I think it was ACL. ACL.
It was
He got
ACL.
torn. Yeah, he had a torn ACL.
ACL. Let me make sure.
If he had the torn ACL, either way, it's still he's going to lose a step as a quarterback. Especially, he's going to need that lower position of a torque to throw the football.
So you feel like was it a good deal, bad deal, or no big deal?
Well, for Terry Fontenot, I hope it's a good deal. But for me, overall, I think it's a bad deal. And the reason being, nothing against Kirk Cousins, but I understand the why they made the deal. Um, this is why I say it's going to be a bad deal because I think Atlanta should have got younger at the quarterback position instead of the age of 35. But Terry Fontenot is hoping that it becomes a good deal because he has a youthful exuberance as far as his receivers. When you take a look at London, when you think about the kid, the tight end from the University of Florida, then Robinson, Algier, and now they just went and picked up Moody. They've got a lot of young football players, and they're hoping that they can bring in a veteran quarterback to develop them to become veteran players and be very successful and sustainability on the football field, putting up gaudy numbers and at the same time being leaders in the community. So that's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. But not only are they asking Kirk Cousins to be somebody who can schematically break down defenses and understand those from top notch to bottom notch, whether if it's an exotic blitz from a 3-4 or 4-3 or a base or either a disguised look. But at the end of the day, I think that they're basically bringing him in for structure and leadership and to guide these young men into victories. I think that's Terry Fontenot's plan.
All right, Billy, what do you think?
I agree with Bo, but you overpaid for all of that.
Okay.
You got you a guy that just coming off a torn ACL, and you putting him back on turf, and he's not a spring chicken. Boy, that's a bad look. No. I understand. Yeah, I want a veteran voice. I think you could have got you a cheaper veteran voice in there. But I also understand the Justin Fields situation too. I think that Chicago is outplaying them. So that now I'm gonna tell you that Chicago general manager is really sticking his neck out. And I got a feeling they're not getting rid of him gonna hurt him. It's gonna hurt. Getting rid of Justin Fields. You coming up to the draft and you have not gotten any offers, any takers. Everybody playing chicken with you. But Atlanta, I think you overpaid for this one. You overreached for this one. You gave this man $100 million deal, over 180 million, 100 guaranteed, coming off an ACL injury, back on turf. So that means he already wasn't a real mobile quarterback. I understand you don't beef up your line, got a little, got some protection, but nah, no deal. I wouldn't know where I would have did that. I wouldn't have did it. I would have too much money. Not mad at Kirk Cousins now. Go to the bank, Kirk. I ain't, but yeah.
So you got no deal. So you got a bad deal then. So I'm saying you said it's a bad
No
deal.
deal. Bad deal. Overpaid.
So it's a bad
I
deal.
agree with that, King. I think he overpaid too. I'm sorry to say it. Maybe somebody 4 or 5 years younger, not coming off of a season-ending injury. I think maybe Kirk Cousins put up those numbers. and get that type of money from the Falcons. But at his age, coming off of a season-ending injury, and I know the quarterback market is one of a robust thing out there right now. But at the end of the day, I think Atlanta probably could have got away with a good deal with him being somewhere between 75 to 82 million guaranteed. I think 100 million. I think they're 18 to 25 million dollars too much over the top.
Wow. You said 18.
You signed this man for what? He 35, 35. So you got him till he's 38, 38, 39 years old. Nah, man, shoot, nah.
So you
I
don't
mean,
think. Go ahead. I'm
And
sorry.
he hasn't won. It's not like he's won now. It's
I
not
mean, we got to
like
look at the
Kirk Cousins
market.
coming around with. He's not like he's carrying around a Super Bowl ring of anything.
Exactly, because that's exactly what I was about to say. You got to look at the market for it. So you got Russell Wilson out there who's getting paid 37.8 by Denver, and basically Pittsburgh is on the hook for 2.7, 2.8. Russell Wilson has a ring, and he's been to another Super Bowl in one play. Could have had two rings. He's getting paid 40 million, but Kirk Cousins for 1 year. But Kirk Cousins is getting $100 million guaranteed. I think that's a little too over the top.
Ah, man. So we're having a lot of people coming in. Tony Heath said that and we're gonna try to get as many of these the comments in, and they're coming in hot. They're coming in hot. So we're gonna try to get everybody's coming in. We want you guys to be a part of the show. You guys can also call 478-569-6110. 478-569-6110. We'll open up the lines in 1 second. 1 second, we'll open up the lines in 1 second. But we do want to hear from you guys. We're gonna give you guys a chance to give your opinion on this also. Me personally, Tony, he says he's never been that mobile. I think he'll be okay. Just talk about with the Achilles. I think it's the Achilles or ACL. We'll have to look at Kirk. Kirk knows the offense. This offense has been running since he's been running since his entire NFL career. That's from Tony Heath. He said he knows the offense, and he's been running this offense his entire career. Peter Parker, Spider-Man, man, he says, no big deal. He's a stat guy during the regular season. And Tony Heath comes back and says, yo, you have to understand that there's a market, that's the market for the QB in the NFL. And he's right on that. That is the market of the QB of the NFL. And I think the issue is this, guys, and you guys can see where I'm going with this. The issue is this. For me, it's a horrible deal. And y'all knew I was gonna say that. I don't even know. I don't even think y'all was really. Y'all. I don't even think you guys is really. Are really surprised that I'm saying that. This is a horrific deal. Horrific, and I'm gonna tell you why. You pay Kirk Cousins at 30. By the time the season comes, he's 36. Now, we all know when you do an Achilles, or if it's Achilles or if it's an ACL tear, it takes about anywhere from 8 months to a year to heal.
With a young guy.
But this is the thing. The issue isn't him healing. The issue is it takes about a complete year for him to go back and to kind of start being himself. Kind of start going back to, all right, I can move and do whatever. Now, like one of our guys said, I think it was Tony Heath said, hey, he wasn't that mobile to begin with. Now he's a statue. And Atlanta don't have the best offensive line, right? We ain't talking about, one of the best offensive lines in football here. Atlanta doesn't have offensive line, the best offensive line. So you're talking here about a statue that's not mobile, staying here, and basically you just paid him a total of $180 million. Now, one thing Kirk Cousins is, and I said this in my other video, he is a Hall of Fame negotiator. Now, whoever his agent is and whoever he is, they're going to get to the money. They're going to get to the bag. You know what I'm saying? And I try to tell y'all, Kirk Cousins has always gotten guaranteed contracts for the last 4 years. His money's been guaranteed. Now, this isn't a complete guarantee, but $100 million guaranteed is pretty nice, right? So you played $100 million guaranteed to a man that's coming off an Achilles injury, that's going to be 36, and you gave him a 4-year deal. Now, unless I'm mistaken, his name isn't Tom Brady or Peyton Manning or Aaron Rodgers. This is Kirk Cousins, right? And you're paying him $180 million. And I heard a stat last night, in which I said last year when we was talking about they was giving Deshaun Watson all this flack about having a guaranteed contract. Then they turned around and tried to say Lamar Jackson was asking for a guaranteed contract, and they were saying, well, Deshaun Watson was the first person to make a guaranteed contract. And I said, no, that's a lie narrative. The first guaranteed contract was Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins as a quarterback, Kirk Cousins is the first guaranteed quarterback in the NFL. And what happened was Kirk Cousins went to 2 years of he went to 2 years of being franchise tag with Washington. Then when he became a free agent, what happens is once you go through that second year franchise tag, you are truly an unrestricted free agent. He's a truly unrestricted free agent, and the highest bidder was Minnesota. So Minnesota gave him something that was unprecedented, which was the franchise tag. Now, me and Eddie, who was supposed to come in tonight, I hope everything's going well with him, man. I hope everything is good. Eddie, we send our love and our prayers to you, man, and we hope you have your own soon. When we talked to Eddie, I was telling Eddie, he said, well, Deshaun Watson reset the quarterback market. I said, no, he didn't. Who reset the quarterback market was, y'all know, Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes reset the quarterback market in 2020 when Patrick Mahomes got that $503 million contract for 10 years, making $50.3 million a year. Then it came back and it was reset again by who? Jalen Hurts. Then it was reset again by who? Just recently, by the person that's making the most money in quarterback in the NFL, $55 million a year. Y'all know who that is. That's Joe Burrow of Cincinnati. So you're looking at all these guys that set the thing. Now you have Kirk Cousins, who set the precedent of having the guaranteed contract, come to Atlanta and make $100 million at 36, and y'all signed him for 4 years. 4 years. Think about that. 4 years. So he's signed to the Falcons until he's 40. Coming off an Achilles injury. And my man Tool said this on Facebook. I'm sorry. I think Raheem Morris is a sitting duck as a coach. I think this is a horrible decision. This is a no deal, bad deal. I don't want to. This is a horrible deal. This is a horrible deal. It's a bad value deal. If you look at the market value, he does put up great numbers, but he has a worse winning percentage. Right. He has a worse winning percentage than Dak Prescott in the playoffs. Let that sink in. He has a worse winning percentage than Lamar Jackson in the playoffs. Let that sink in. But you just paid him $100 million. And that's the issue that all these guys have said at the end of the day. That's my problem with Atlanta. And I don't understand these Atlanta fans. And I get it. And I was talking to Terrence. That's the Terrence, I get it. I understand. It happened. Ain't much you can do about it, so you got to make the best out of a bad situation. Trust me, I'm a Cowboys fans. We're known for making the best out of bad situations. But at the end of the day, this is horrific. This is a bad move for Atlanta, and I don't see Atlanta winning a Super Bowl. They may make a playoff because they're in the NFC South, and the NFC South is not that strong. But I made a prediction, a bold prediction. I said I was going to say it on the show. I told Terrence I was going to say it so. I said, listen, man. I said the Carolina Panthers better than the Atlanta Falcons right now. I got the Carolina Panthers winning more games than the Atlanta Falcons next year, right? Because all I'm hearing for you guys is I'm here for all these Falcons fans. All I'm hearing for the Falcons fans every day is, oh, we got talent. We got all this talent. We got Kyle Pitts. And I'm like, Kyle Pitts ain't had but 1,000 yard season. The rest of the years, he's barely averaging 40 catches a year. We got Jay London. Jay London just had 962 yards. That's a number 2. That's not number 1. Where's all this talent at? Oh, we got Bijan Robinson. Bijan Robinson is a beast. Okay, hate on Bijan Robinson. That boy's a beast. He's a beast. But he had 900 yards, almost, I think 1,500 yards for scrimmage. He's a beast. He balled out. But this is the issue with Bijan Robinson. Bo, you know, as a running back, one thing you can't do is what? The Cardinal ceiling running back, the one thing you can't do when you run that thing is you can't do what? You can't fumble the ball.
You got to hold on to the ball.
You got to hold on. Now, Bijan Robinson has had less than 300 carries last year. 300 carries last year. Less than 300, and he fumbled 4 times. That's an issue. And you think the teams ain't going to sit there and if I'm catching it in the stats, you think other teams last year ain't putting that in their playbook or they ain't putting in that game plan? Strip it. So at the end of the year, I see all these people talking about, oh, the Atlanta Falcons, they got the team, they got the squad, blah, blah, blah. And I'm looking at them like, yo, they're really young and unaccomplished and haven't really done anything. Where's all this boxing coming from? Because they played a couple of close games? Come on, man. Let's be honest. Let's keep it funky. And if you're telling me Kirk Cousins is enough of a game changer that he's going to take a team that won, 4 games last year, 5 games last year. He's going to take this team that won 5 games and make them all of a sudden a perennial all-star team, all-pro team. I haven't seen it. So this is a horrible deal. Even if they wouldn't have got Justin Fields, I would rather they went in a different direction. He's about the best one. They talk about Baker Mayfield, but I heard Baker Mayfield didn't want to leave home. Tampa Bay is home. He didn't want to leave home. He had a lot of things, the reason why he didn't want to go. So all these things is going on, and I'm looking at Atlanta like, I don't like it. I don't like it, guys. I could be wrong, but normally I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Normally y'all should listen, take notes, and come back next year when we come to receipts. And I told y'all Atlanta was gonna be one of the last teams in the NFC South. I'm giving you that before the season, unless they do something in the draft crazy that's good, or they might draft a young quarterback to back them up. But I just don't like it. The Kirk Cousins things in Atlanta, I think it's totally trash. I think it's a horrible move. Horrible. Rebuttals.
I want to hear what the viewers got to say.
All right, we want to phone lines are open 478 65961. We need a Falcons fan to call in. That's why I want Eddie to be here, so because Eddie had a great argument of why he thought Kirk Cousins was good, and I respected it. Let's listen to something. Go ahead, Benny.
I think he could be. I think he could. Go ahead, Benny. Go ahead, Benny.
He could be good, but here's my thing though. It's like you said though, he's gonna be good in regular season. He gonna put up numbers, but putting up numbers and getting in the playoffs and winning the playoffs are different things. Kirk Cousins has yet to prove that he could. I'm sorry, I wouldn't. No, that's too much money. And like you said, he's 36. By the time football season starts, he's gonna be 36 years old. Man, I know, 20-something years old kids telling us you come back. Kirk this ain't gonna be the same Kirk Cousins now. I know he's trying. Well, he already was mobile. That's my point exactly. These teams got some speedsters around there. Don't the Falcons play the Cowboys next year?
Oh yeah, they cut the
Michael
they
Parsons
they
gonna
do.
have a field day coming around that corner.
They play the NFC South next year. We're gonna talk about how good the NFC South is. Tony Heat said, "Let's be honest. Atlanta has never." He said, "Let's be honest. Atlanta has never had a quarterback since Matt Ryan." He said Atlanta's never had a quarterback since Matt Ryan. And then
Matt Ryan a quarterback?
That's what he said. He said that's a ratified. And then Peter said, "You tripping, King."
I can say Kirk Cousins is probably going to be impactful in Atlanta. Theoretically, you can take Robinson, offensive coordinator, Fontenot, GM, and Morris, the head coach, and you can put them all in a room. And I think they came to a consensus to say, hey, what we're interested in is having a veteran presence as a signal caller. I think that's why they chose Kirk Cousins, because he's a veteran. Now, is he a proven veteran? He can put up some points. He has 270 touchdowns in 12 years, but he also has 110 interceptions in 12 years. So that's the thing about Kirk Cousins. He's going to be hot or cold. He's going to be hit or miss. And Atlanta is looking for consistency at the position from a veteran, because when you put these guys into the room together, they're basically saying, hey, the last head coach just got ousted because of the quarterback position. The first thing we need to do is put a little bit more stability in this position, because that's what cost Smith his job. But what they're trying to work to do is get Cousins in there, get acclimated. Hopefully he can be successful, paying him whatever he wants. And they're banking on Kirk Cousins. A lot of these jobs of these guys hold is hinging on the results of Kirk Cousins leading the offense. Now, Kirk Cousins, to me, overall, coming off a right Achilles injury October the 29th, I feel like Kirk Cousins has the capability to be a good quarterback in Atlanta. But Kirk Cousins has to cut down on the interceptions, and his quarterback rating has to be at least 98%. If that happens, I think it could be a good fit, but let's wait and see.
Falcons would have done better getting Cam Newton.
Cam Newton is a horror story. Cam Newton fighting kids out there, man.
Hey, man. Let me tell you something. Cam Newton resume better than Kirk Cousins.
Oh,
Cam Newton lost the last 8 games he started as a quarterback in the NFL.
Okay. He's an MVP. He's an MVP. He has been to a Super Bowl.
He has.
Kirk Cousins can't check none of those boxes.
a Super Bowl that Cam Newton lost, all he had to do was drop down and fall on a fumble instead of look over it and let the defensive end from Denver recover. Cam Newton fall on that football, they win that game.
Have Kirk Cousins been to a Super Bowl?
Yeah. He has not. But here's my thing. But here's the thing about that. Nobody cares who came in second place. You don't have a party for a second place winner. If you've been
I ain't
to a
having no
Super Bowl,
party for him.
if you've been to a Super Bowl and lost a Super Bowl, if you haven't been to a Super Bowl, that really doesn't matter in the game of the NFL. What matters in the game of the NFL is, have you won a Super Bowl? I'd rather see somebody who has playoff wins counting that in the right direction compared to somebody who has not had playoff wins versus a Super Bowl win or loss.
Cam Newton got playoff win. Kirk Cousins. You just said Kirk Cousins doesn't.
No, I
You
said
making my
versus
point.
who?
You making my point. Cam Newton's resume versus Kirk Cousins is better.
It is better, but Cam Newton,
Even though
I
he
would not
had
want. I would not want I would not want Cam Newton as my quarterback in the NFL today with the behavior that he exhibits on live TV.
Wow.
that man breaking up a fight.
Cam
That's
Newton
what
was
they
in a
call
fight.
Man, y'all, come on, man. Come on, man. Come on,
He wasn't
man.
getting beat up. He was handling himself in the fight now. He was handling himself. And
Yeah,
he looked like he's throwing some, he looked like he's running for a touchdown.
you don't ever want to see an adult in the NFL engaging in a fight with kids. Let's just be honest about that. And I think it's unprofessional to even talk about that and
I'm gonna
even
leave.
chastise on
I'm gonna
anything
leave
like
that.
that.
I'm gonna leave that alone. Cause these kids today will make you. I'm sorry. I've been in there, been in the
No,
news. I've been
I'm
to
not.
that point, and I've have defended myself. And hey, sometimes, hey, and it ain't. And so I'm gonna tell you, it's not what it always looked like. If you wasn't
I
there,
agree with
it was.
I agree with the
I
not
know.
always what it looked like
I
part.
know from
But
experience.
I think
I've been
leadership.
there.
I think leadership and professionalism supersedes a lot of things, and sometimes it's all about having a conversation and knowing how to not be in the fray. I think that means a lot as well.
I agree. I agree with both of you guys. I think there are some situations where you can't when you're dealing with young people, and then this is way off subject, but I think there are definitely some situations where you're dealing with young people. You've done your best to try to stay out of it, but then you have to defend yourself and protect yourself too. And I think that's just the world we live in now, where it's not a lot of respect coming up for the young kids being with adults and dealing with adults. And a lot of times we have to try to trust me. I was in the school system, and I still work with kids now. I've been working with kids for about 20 years now. So there are times where you have to kind of I had to step out and take a deep breath, or you know what I'm saying, whatever. There's times where the kid had to, I was, I had to let him know, hey man, you know what I'm saying, hey, we don't condone violence against kids at all, 0%. But at the same time,
Absolutely.
I do understand people having to defend themselves, and if someone jump on you, these kids, some of these kids, especially when you get to the high school level, you get to some of these kids are strong and are grown people. They
Hey,
ain't little kids. They grown people, so you got to defend yourself. And if one hit you, I tell people all the time, Bo, and this is what I say.
you don't
I
know
would
what
like,
you're gonna do.
right. I would like to think that I will be able to. I praise God, and I really praise God. I never had been in that situation because I would like to think that I would make the right decision and do the right thing, but I don't know until that actually happens what happened. I had a
With
teacher
my,
in school. I had a teacher in school, and the kid lied on him, and then he turned around and lied to his face. And when the teacher lost his cool, he lost it because he knew the kid was lying, and he really was looking out for the kid, and he was more hurt than anything. And he kind of grabbed the kid a certain way. And I always say this: the school system isn't set up to protect the faculty. The school system is set up to protect the kids and appease the parents. So when you're dealing with that in the school system in that situation now, but we do have to do. Bo, I gotta correct something with the Cam Newton situation. He was not fighting kids; he was fighting grown men. There was other coaches that he was fighting. So the
Oh,
guys that
those
he
are
got,
yep,
coaches.
yeah, those are coaches that he was
yep.
fighting. Those were not
He was
kids.
trying to break up the kids.
Right. But they were coaches that he was fighting, that he was going at. Those are grown men. That just shows how much of a beast and how big Cam Newton is. Because the guys that he was fighting looked like children, but those were actually grown men. They were coaches from the other team that, they had been jawing and going back and forth. And that's what led to the altercation with them going up there. Especially Cam was trying to break up a situation, and the coaches got involved. So those are grown men that were getting in a fight that he was fighting. And he
So
was
who did
handling
he grab first, the grown men or the kids?
There were no kids involved. It was all grown men.
It
One
was
kid
all
came and
grown men.
swung. Yeah. One kid came and swung, but I don't know if he was protecting it. He was with Cam or against him. We really don't know. But the two guys that basically were in the scuffle, those two guys were grown men. They were coaches. One, that matter of fact, they did an interview on the on the radio, not condoning. They apologize for the situation. You know what I'm saying? They apologize for what happened. I have not heard Cam apologize yet, though. I haven't. I don't know if he put out a statement of apology. Don't quote me on that. I haven't seen it, but I know I saw the coaches and the coaches of those the 707 football, because I didn't know 707 football had turned it up to AAU.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know 707
Oh
football
yeah.
turned to AAU football. I mean AAU basketball. But
Oh yeah.
707 football for quarterbacks and wide receivers is a big deal now.
And
It's like
DBs. And
and DB,
DBs.
right? And DB
Yeah,
is a big
your
deal.
tight ends are involved in it too. Should be
Okay.
your linebackers as well, and 2 defensive ends.
Okay, so Tony said yes, he did apologize. So we're gonna trust our fans, our listeners and viewers on that, and our partners in that. He did apologize, so I think he did apologize. But I do know that the other coaches were involved. Everyone, all the men apologized and said that's not what it's about.
Yeah, those coaches trying to keep their job.
Yeah,
There's
all
gonna
them
be some
coaches.
coaches fired behind that.
Yeah, so all the
But
guys are
like
trying to
you
keep their
said
job.
though, King, I remember my situation happened. And I remember looking one of the leaders in the eyes. They were talking about, I said, because I want to know what I did wrong. Couldn't tell me what I did wrong. But I ever so I was supposed to sit there and let that child hit me and beat me bloody to keep my job. They couldn't say nothing. And they asked me, talking about, 'cause one of the comments I did make was I told them, I said, if you hit me, it's gonna be some grown folk consequence. And they're like, what do you mean? And I told them, I don't know. And I looked that person in the eye and I said, if I reach across your table right now and slap you hard enough, you can't tell me what you gonna do. You like to tell me what you think you gonna do. But if I hit you hard enough, you don't know what you gonna do.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day,
I mean, you don't know. So, hey,
I think at the end of the day, it's an issue that we have in our communities. First of all, family or
but we're
the
gonna talk
family.
about that down in Nick Saban.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. We get back down to that, but I think it's an issue in our community that we get more into, and then save it with that. So free agency, Kirk Cousins. I think all of us said. I said bad deal. Biddy, you said
Bad deal. Offer
and
deal. Overpaid.
overpaid, and Bo, you said
It is a fantastic deal for Kirk Cousins, but a bad deal for Atlanta.
a bad deal
Yeah.
for the Atlanta Falcons. So we got 3 bad
All
deals
these
for the
Falcons
Atlanta
fans
Falcons.
say it's a good deal. When the
Call in.
season start, I don't want y'all talking about, man, Kirk Cousins garbage. We talk.
Call in 478-569-6110. Phone lines are open now. But I'm telling y'all the phone. Call now. If you want to be a part of the show, go ahead and call now. We'll get you in. 478, especially want to deal with the Atlanta Falcons. Now, they also signed wide receiver Mooney.
So yeah, Atlanta signed Darnell Mooney to a 3-year, $29 or $39 million deal.
Right.
Thought they could afford to give Kirk Cousins all the money.
Darnell Mooney, a lot of people may not know about it, but he's kind of an over the top type guy. He could take the top off of a defense. He has pretty good speed. He was a pretty good player in Chicago, but Atlanta must be trying to utilize him with the skill set Zach Robinson has for his schemes on his offense. So that's going to be interesting to see how they fit him into the offense.
All right. So you think that's a good deal or, good deal, bad deal, no deal?
You've already got London. He's a big guy. He's pretty much a route runner to the exterior outside of the numbers, and he can go across the middle. You're going to need Mooney over the top to loosen up things. You lost Jonnu Smith for a tight end, even though from what I was told, he wasn't even the best tight end on the roster. And then you've got Pitts, who can run your outs and your ends, and you got Mooney over the top. It's going to be interesting to see how this goes. He'll be able to loosen up a defense. I think depending on the Atlanta scheme, it could come out to be a good deal. It could be a good deal having Mooney on that team with them.
Betty, what you think? Darnell Mooney, coming from the Chicago Bears, signing with the Atlanta Falcons.
That's a good deal. Problem is, the quarterback ain't gonna be able to get him the ball.
Now that's a good question. I think he can get him the ball in Atlanta in a dome, but when they go outside in the cold weather environment with the wind blowing, that right Achilles, it might be a little difficult to get him the ball over the top.
You got these pass rushers now gonna make it. He ain't gonna be able to stand in that pocket now. He gonna have to throw the ball on the run, so he might not be able to get him the ball. Period.
And it might be hard for him to step up with that Achilles too, and to release the ball over the top. So it's going to be a couple of things that's going to be interesting in Atlanta when they get into some element games. That's what I'm looking to see, how well they perform in a game in the rain or in a game with strong winds. That's what I'm looking forward to.
All right. So I say, y'all know what I'm about to say. What y'all think I'm about to say?
You
Bad
already
deal.
know you think it's a bad deal.
Oh, it's a horrible deal. It is a horrible, horrible, horrible deal. This is horrific. This is Atlanta. This is why Atlanta Falcons. Listen, people, the smartest fans in the world, but they good people, and they deserve better. And the organization is letting them down. And then you signed Darnell Mooney for $39 million, right? And Darnell Mooney, on average, he had one season where he caught 81 passes for 1,000 yards. But on the other than that, with that one season, he's only averaging about 50 catches a year, and he's not even getting close. He's only averaging about 50 catches a year by 840 yards off 50 catches a year and 2 touchdowns. So you pay $39 million for each year. You're gonna get 2 touchdowns, about 45 to 50 catches, and you're gonna get 800 yards. That's what you pay $39 million over the next 4 years. Y'all gotta be Atlanta. I don't know who's running Atlanta's organization. You pay $39 million for the next 3 years for a third string wide receiver. He's not a 2, he's a third string wide receiver. Third string wide receiver. You pay $39 million. What Atlanta? What are you thinking about? I don't know. Whoever's running the GM, everybody's talking about, I just don't see it. I'm sorry, guys. I don't see it. When I look at the numbers, I don't see it. In 2022, 40 catches. In 2023, he had 31 catches. Oh, y'all gonna say, oh, it's Justin Field. But that didn't hurt the other wide receiver up there. They didn't hurt Moore up there in Chicago. Justin Fields being his quarterback. Moore still out there and became a Pro Bowler. But John Mooney, 31 catches, 2 touchdowns. 1 touchdown. Average 5 yards a catch. Come on, man. That's who y'all want? 41 yards, the longest catch he had. He's supposed to be a guy to take you over the top. The longest touchdown he had was what? 41 yards? Come on, man. This is ridiculous. Atlanta Falcons, I don't know what you guys are doing. I don't know what you guys are thinking. This is another bad deal. So far, people said Atlanta won the free agency. And I'm like, how? I'm like, who did they
Nah.
get? Not like you got
Kirk
a
Cousins.
wounded Kirk Cousins, and then you got a third string wide receiver that could make it to Chicago. Oh, what great pickup has you guys have so far? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, and it's not just, and I feel bad for Atlanta Falcons fans are really good people. Y'all don't understand. They're not the smartest fans in the world, but they're good people. Good people. You know what I'm saying? I just feel bad for the Falcons fans because I think right now this is a bad deal. I hope. Let me say this, because I know y'all saying, can you just be negative because it's the Falcons? No, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, Falcons fans are really good. Did I tell y'all many about they're good people? They really good people. But they're just not the smartest fans in the world. You know what I'm saying? And their organization doesn't help them because they think like me with the Cowboys. They think like me with the Cowboys. I think sometimes with my heart rather than thinking with my head and paying attention to what's going on. And I think that's what Falcons fans are going to go through. I hope he has a better season this year. I hope he has a better season. But if he's going to be their over-the-top guy, I mean, the longest catch he's caught 64 yards. That's what time he caught a 64-yard touchdown in his career. So I'm just saying, like, we'll see what happens. Maybe Kirk Cousins, where y'all talking to me, y'all telling me Kirk Cousins is the maestro to play this symphony. You know what I'm saying? Y'all telling me he's the one. Y'all tell, not you. I'm saying that's what the Atlanta Falcons fans. You know what I'm saying? The people in Atlanta, that's what they telling me. Kirk Cousins is the one. And I get it. I understand. But come on, man. At the end of the day, this is a horrible trade, horrible deal. Now, I will give you this. And then I want to go to the I want to go there. They're killing me in the chat right now. I want to go to I will give them this. They had to spend the money though, right? So I think it's an NFL provision where they gotta spend it. They gotta spend some money. They gotta find somewhere the money to go. But I don't know about that, man. That's tough. You had Ridley, who just signed with who you said he signed with, Bo? Calvin Ridley just signed with
Ridley just signed with the
was it Tennessee Titans?
Tennessee Titans.
You had Ridley out there. You had a couple of receivers that you could have gotten, and you probably could have got a little bit better. But they went with Money.
You know, you had Ridley. Falcons had Ridley.
Yeah, and I understood they weren't gonna get Ridley again after Ridley was up there gambling on the games. But
Man, forget that.
You know what I'm saying? Really had to throw a poke on. We're gonna win. Hey, we're gonna win the right play in the rain. We're gonna lose tonight. You know what I'm saying? Really had to gambling on the games. So, I kind of said off the plate, be like, nah, we ain't gonna do it. And honestly, this whole free agency is about Arthur Blank and his past situations with Michael Vick, Calvin Ridley, and I think those past situations is why they made the choices that they made so far in this free agency.
Man, I'd have brought Ridley back. Man
I,
deserves a fair chance. Come on, I'd have brought Ridley back.
I
You'd
don't know,
done better
man.
than Ridley. I'm gonna tell you, Donnell Moody might be pretty good. And the reason why I say that, you need Kirk Cousins gonna need somebody, a speedster. Since you didn't get Ridley, you went like you said, you weren't gonna go get Ridley. You had to do something to help the man out. The only thing I can say Kirk Cousins better hope is that the running back and Pitts better have a great year. And
That,
the GM is hope. Then the GM is hoping that too, because the GM should be getting ready to get fired.
Tony Heath, yes, the GM's gonna have a lot. Tony Heath said he had the drops in Chicago, but Atlanta needed a receiver. He said he had the drops in Chicago, and he did. He dropped a lot
Yeah,
of passes.
really.
You don't know. Well, they let,
And what you
really.
call it just got released. Williams from I mean, come on, man.
I think he's overpaid. I think Atlanta could have got him on a 3-year, $19 million deal instead of 3-year, $39 million.
Hey, look
I
what they
think that's
just
the
paid
best
Cousins.
move.
Atlanta paying everybody more. I
I
ain't mad at the
also think that
players now. Get the bag.
I also think that they could have got a second round draft pick who more than likely could have done the exact same production as Moody. They could have got a second round draft pick this year. Only thing they needed
Better.
is somebody with speed.
He said Mooney is a great deal. That's a Jerome Plummer. What's up, Jerome? Thank you for watching. Jerome Plummer said Mooney's a great deal. Uh, he said
That's a Chicago Bear fan in the house.
hey, so he knows King football boy Austin Eck, all the shorts, man. You know what I'm saying? So hey, I
Mooney gonna be. I think Mooney gonna be. He's not gonna be the problem. Probably gonna be the
uh
quarterback.
Charles, what's up, Charles? What's up, Charles, my guy? Charles Lyle, MD. Maestro. Maestro, we just talking about somebody. They said Kirk Cousins is gonna be the maestro of Atlanta's offense this year. Charles MD Maestro says we need an offensive line for that. Kurt did have the best. What he said? He said Kurt did have the best deep ball percentage. He does have the best deep balls.
Kurt actually was leading the league in passing yards last year before he got injured. But at the end of the day, let's see how this plays out. What really matters is how well he and the offense coordinator are on the same page with Atlanta's offensive philosophy. That's what matters more than anything. Because if they're not on the same page, it doesn't matter about the players. The ball can go towards them, but may not go directly to them.
Right.
Let's see how that fits.
All right, so let's move on. We're gonna move off the Falcons right now. A lot of people. So Mooney, we said is I say a bad deal. Benny, you say what? Wait and see.
Yeah, I'm gonna change my vote. Wait and see.
No,
Quarterback going to depend on him.
Okay, Bo, what you got?
I think it's a bad deal. I think they've got too many more marquee players that they're going to be putting the ball in. There's only one football. They're going to be putting the ball in other people's hand that they expect to produce more than Mooney, which is going to be Pitts along with London, Algier, and also Robinson. And you're paying a man 3 years for $39 million. I think it's a bad deal. I think they could have got him for 3 years, $19 million. But hey, I ain't mad at Moody. Go get your money.
Go get your money, boy. We hope. Hey, and I want to say this. I'm giving the Falcons a hard time. I want to see everybody succeed until they play the Cowboys. You know when they play Cowboys, then of course, how about the Cowboys? All right, next, Chris Johnson. He signs with the Chiefs. He signs a 5-year, $158 million deal with the Chiefs. How do you guys feel about that? Good deal, bad deal, or no deal?
I'm gonna let you go first on this one, Benny. How you feel about it?
I think that's the best deal in draft in the free agency right now. You saw what that Joker did in the Super Bowl, man.
He could have been the MVP.
Easily. Yes, you better keep him. That Joker is a beast. That's
I'm
the
gonna
best free agent signing.
say, as far as skill set and production wise, yes, he is. But I'm gonna put Danielle Hunter at 1B at number 2, right behind him at 1B. I agree with that 100%, and this is why, King, $95 million guaranteed. You got to pay the man. Patrick Mahomes restructured his contract, $21.6 million savings for the football team. This is the thing that I've noticed about number 95, Chris Jones. Chris Jones is a stud. Chris Jones can play the 1, 3, 5, 7 technique. He can play all those techniques except for the 0 and the 9. The 0 is lined up right up with the nose guard, and the 9 is 3 shoulders off of the offensive tackle. Chris Jones can play on the outside shoulder, the offensive tackle on the 7 technique, He can come all the way down to the one to the inside shoulder on either nose on either center. So he can play outside and inside, and he can still get to the quarterback. This guy has roughly 20 some odd sacks in the past 2 years directly on the front line. He is the most impactful player on their defense, not just because of the sack count, but because of how you can move him around and how you can scheme for your defense. He plays all four positions on the defensive line. I don't know nobody else in the NFL who does. Effective at all four positions. He's a relentless guy. He's the next Aaron Donald. He's a fantastic football player. You don't hear his name getting in no kind of trouble out there. He plays with passion. Week one, they didn't have him against Detroit. Detroit ran all up and down the field on them. That's how they lost that game. They couldn't make a tackle on the line of scrimmage. Running backs were getting 4 or 5 yards of carry just because the defensive line was ineffective. They missed Chris Jones that much that they actually lost the game because he wasn't present. So imagine if they would have lost him to free agency. I wouldn't have said that the Kansas City Chiefs had an opportunity for a three-peat. I would have said that the Raiders definitely probably would have swept them and probably would have won the division. But now they've got this guy back. Hey, this guy is a man-eater on the defensive line. He's one of the best players in the NFL. And yeah, 100%, Benny, he could have been the most valuable player in that Super Bowl because that dude played his tail off. King, what do you think about it?
Okay, so we're going straight to me. I'm like Benny, man. I think it's one of the best deals in the NFL. I mean, he showed himself to be dominant. He balled out. He had a great season. And after coming back and having a shortened season last year, because of the holdout that he had, he still came on when you need him in the playoffs. He was amazing. He was amazing throughout the whole playoffs. And then, because remember the Buffalo Bills play that he made at Buffalo at the end of the game. That he was amazing. So this was one of the best signings. I thought they got a great deal, $158 million. I think it's a good deal. It was great. This wasn't like Chad Blue. This wasn't that horrible deal for the Falcons. They played $180 million, $180 million for Kirk Cousins. This here was a deal that needed to be made, and I'm glad that they did it, and I'm glad that they got it done. Once again, it shows the difference between a top-tier franchise that understands how to get to the mountaintop and wants to get there again to be the first team, I think, ever, right, to three-peat. I think they'll be the first team ever to three-peat. So they want to get back to the mountaintop, and one of the big hurdles and one of the big things they had to do to make sure to kind of point themselves in that right direction was to get this deal done with Chris Jones. Once again, 5 years, $158 million. He signs it back with the Kansas City Chiefs. All right, let's go to another big one. Y'all ready for the big one? Deal or no deal? Good deal. Bad deal or no deal? Derrick Henry signs with the Baltimore Ravens at the age of 30. What did you guys think? Good deal, bad deal? Benny, what you think? Good deal, bad deal for Derrick Henry signing with the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson. What you think?
Oh, that's going to be a... What's the other one? Wait and see.
No deal. No, I got you. Go ahead.
Yeah, because I mean I don't see where he makes them better. He already led the league in rushing. The only thing I see that he really, I don't think I see that Derrick Henry really brings to help the Ravens with is he could limit the rushes that you would give Lamar Jackson. Cause he is that down the field, but you already know though you give unless they're gonna do something else with him. You already know Derrick Henry's in the game. What's going on? We gonna running them up the middle. I mean, he's gonna give you that. He's hard to bring down. I'm not gonna say he's a heck of a running back. But I don't see where he makes them better because you got a team that's already led the league in rushing.
What you think, Bo?
Honestly, with Derrick Henry going over there to Baltimore, I think that he fits their mentality from a football perspective. They're a downhill football team. He's a downhill running back. So they're looking for somebody like that. And at the same time, he's going to take some carries to the point where you have Lamar don't have to run as much. He's going to take a little bit of the load off of Lamar. And that's going to help Lamar because he can hand it off to him and expect for him to get those 3-4 yards instead of Lamar to have to take off and scramble to get those 3-4 yards. That's going to help a lot. Along with that, Baltimore running back committee has had a lot of injuries lately. You take a look at J.K. Dobbins, he's over his career. Honestly, let's just be honest. He can't stay healthy. He's had a lot of injuries, lower extremity injuries throughout his career over there in Baltimore. And the other running back that replaced him last year, he was a real swift, hard running type running back. Not Pierce, but this guy, can't remember his name. He actually broke loose and tore ACL when his knee buckled and nobody touched him. So Baltimore actually needs a healthy running back to start the season off with. Somebody who is not coming off a surgical procedure off of one of their legs. And at the same time, when you take a good look at Derrick Henry, he fits the mold perfectly with the downhill style of running. And at the end of the day, he could be a good fit. But I think as the year gets longer, going towards week 17, I think he'll slow down. I think his first 7, 8 games, I think he's going to be perfect for Baltimore. Then I think teams are going to really start adjusting to him because Derrick Henry, as good as a strong back he is, he don't have that burst coming out of that stand up, out of the I formation, out of the backfield like he used to the handoff from the quarterback. I've watched him when they played against the Miami Dolphins last year. When he was a Tennessee Titan when they came to Miami on that Monday Night Football game. Yeah, he's still effective if he can get going downhill with an opening. But Derrick Henry has slowed down a little bit coming out of the backfield before he takes the handoff. And Baltimore offensive line is going to have to really open up big holes for him in order for him to get to that spot at the line of scrimmage and then gain more speed as he goes downhill because he's not the same person coming off that back foot going toward the ball off the handoff like he used to be in the past. But I think he's a good fit, and I think he'll slow down as he get older, as the season get
I'm gonna
older. And I think Baltimore is going to have to actually start running a running back by committee before the season ends.
Go ahead, Benny.
I'm gonna give you a team that Derrick Henry would fit perfect, the best fit for Derrick Henry. Pittsburgh Steelers. If he went to Pittsburgh, the
But they
running
already got
style that he got, you just think about it. You signed Russell, and you put Derrick Henry with the style. That's Pittsburgh. The way Derrick Henry run the ball is Pittsburgh style of running football. Think about it. Jerome Bettis. That's his style of running.
but they still got
He'd
Najee
have been
Harris.
perfect there.
They still got Najee Harris though.
They got him, but I just said you asked. I mean, that's the best fit that he could have got right there. I mean, cause I don't see what he going. I mean, I think he'll take some. Hopefully, we hope that he will be able to take some of that pressure off Lamar, getting some of the extra yards. You hope that.
What you
But Derek do run with the ball. He run a lot with. He runs straight up.
All right. Chris Blue said he says hey he says Henry runs in the middle, which makes the defense collapse to the middle, which opens up everything, which will open up the outside a little bit more for Lamar, which open up the play action pass. I think that's a great
Yeah.
comment by Chad Blue. That's one thing Derrick Henry's gonna do is attract attention, right? You can't just he's gonna attract attention. I'm gonna say it's a good deal because they didn't really pay. They paid top dollar, but they didn't break the bank to get him. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna say it's a good deal because I'm gonna say the opposite, Benny. I'm gonna say the opposite, Chad. I'm gonna say the opposite. It's not me being a contrarian. I really believe this. I think Lamar Jackson extends Derrick Henry's career. You know what I'm saying? Because if you know anything about a running quarterback, running backs love running with a running quarterback because you gotta stay honest with Lamar Jackson, so you can't just crash down because you crash down like Chad said. Lamar Jackson's out the gate. So any running back, I love playing with a mobile quarterback that is also a great threat too. Because now when you run that read option, you gotta respect both. Somebody gotta stay home with Lamar, and then you got the end either gotta crash or you gotta stay home with Lamar. So that's gonna give Derrick Henry a good running start, and you don't want King Henry to have a running start. Yeah, because that's like chasing the bull. That's like running down the bull. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want King Henry to have that running start. So I really, I think it's a good deal. Yeah, I think it's a good deal. And I'm saying this too because I've been real negative so far. So I want to be continue to be negative. I think it's a good deal for Baltimore. I think it gives them a more solidified running back. Because since they've really been running back by committee recently, and now with him, I think he gives them a cowbell for the next couple of years that they can depend on. And if he stays healthy with that offensive line and with Lamar Jackson back there, and then with the outside weapons that they have too, I think that's something that's just another thing that you have to seriously worry about. And now it also takes some pressure off of Lamar Jackson in the playoffs. Because now you can feed Henry, you can run the ball, you can try to control the team, and the fact that you lost, now you give you a chance. You know, if your defense is playing well, Lamar's having a bad game, your defense is keeping you in the game. You got another offensive weapons. I think it's a good deal for Baltimore. Speaking of Baltimore, Baltimore lost a big deal to somebody that I feel like is one of the winners so far in the NFL. And that would be none
Pittsburgh.
other than the Pittsburgh Steelers. See, man, I do this for a living. You know what I'm saying? You like that transition? You like that transition, bro? You like the transition? And I think it's the Pittsburgh Steelers who ended up getting Russell
Patrick
Wilson,
McQueen.
you know what I'm saying, for pennies on the dollar. And then they get Patrick Queen, somebody who I wanted. I thought Dallas should have went all in for him. Because that's what we need a linebacker at the next level that's accomplished. You got Patrick Queen, and this hurt my heart more than the Derrick Henry. This really hurt my heart. They got Patrick Queen. Was this let's start with Russell Wilson. Was this a great deal, good deal, bad deal, or no big deal? Which one you think?
Financially, it was a sweet deal. It was a fantastic deal financially. I think it's a good deal, and I'm gonna tell you why it's a good deal. I mean, you got a quarterback to actually come in, who's won a Super Bowl, been to another Super Bowl. Your team previous year actually went to the playoffs, which meaning that they're on the uprise. Hopefully, they can continue to strive in that direction. But right now, you know, Pittsburgh Steelers haven't had a stable quarterback room. You can take a look at Pickett as the quarterback. You could take a look at Rudolph as the quarterback. Injuries has been a concern with these guys, and they want somebody to come in and stabilize them. If Russell comes in and do a good job, and ladies and gentlemen, let me just say this about Russell Wilson. The situation that went on in Denver, washed that up under the rug. Russell Wilson is not a bad quarterback now. Does he have personality issues in the locker room? I can't say yeah, but I've heard rumors of that. But I will say this about Russell Wilson. On the football field, Russell Wilson is a pretty decent quarterback. He's going to put up pretty decent numbers. He don't really throw a lot of interceptions. If he has a bad game, Russell Wilson typically comes back and have 3 consecutive or 4 consecutive good games after a bad game. Pittsburgh is looking for that stability. Mike Tomlin actually needs that. Mike Tomlin is one of the best coaches to ever coach in the NFL, 500 or better. He's won a Super Bowl. I will say this about Russell Wilson over there with Pittsburgh. I think he brings stability to their offense. I think the offense has not been a juggernaut. He can help them. And I think Russell Wilson will do good over there. I mean, they're only $2 million for 1 year. That is a steal back who has won a Super Bowl. I mean, just look at Atlanta. You're giving a guy $100 million guaranteed, and Pittsburgh giving somebody with more accomplishments $2 million. So when you look at it for what it's worth, I think it's a steal. You got 1 year to evaluate him for $2 million. Denver is on the hook for the other $37 million. Hey, proven winner. He's a character guy. I would have tried it too.
What you think, Benny?
Great deal. The only problem I have, I'm gonna be honest with you. The only thing I have a problem with that deal with is the way the media is portraying it. If Russell Wilson had been anybody else, I'm just gonna say that anybody else. Read between the lines.
We
The
got you
the thing would have
100%.
been
I got you.
it would have been you have a veteran quarterback that Pickett can come in and learn under. Why all of a sudden this is he gonna go over there and compete with Pickett? He's not competing with Pickett.
Exactly.
Pickett better learn underneath this man and be able to take the ring. Or Pickett, they about to ship you out next year. This man, that's a great deal. The finance fit perfect. We ain't paying him much money this year. That's basically like the car lot telling you, hey man, go try this car out for 30 days and don't worry about that. We're gonna let you test drive this car for 30 days without making a payment. Come on, man. That's perfect. I mean, I think he's going. Pittsburgh to me, yeah. Pittsburgh has made some good moves. They're one of my winners, and this is one of my top. I would say behind Chris Jones signing. Oh yeah, I love the deal Russell. I just didn't like the portrayal, the way it's being portrayed. He's going there to compete with Pickett. No, he's not. That's not even competition. I'm with both. Look at this man accomplishment. Why I got to go in and compete with you? Locker room issues. I don't care about no locker room issues. Terrell Owens had locker room issues, but he was a winner. Say what you want, he was a winner. He as much you can sit there with Terrell Owens and talk about Terrell Owens, hey, and as much as they got mad, hey, he got Philadelphia to the Super Bowl and did all he could to help them win that Super Bowl. So hey,
And you know what else,
this is
Benny?
great.
And you know what else, Benny? He in the Super Bowl, he had a broken leg, 7 catches, 121
Thank you.
yards.
That's it. And you got a sorry quarterback sitting there crying down on me. Now, man, gone with that. I think that's the only thing I don't like about. That's the only thing I don't like about. That's the only thing I don't like about this Pittsburgh situation with Russell is the way the media is portraying this. They're gonna go be a competition. He's gonna push. It's gonna be a competition, quarterback competition between him and Pickett. No, it's not. This is one of the best deals it is. Tomlin already know what time it is. Russell Wilson. If it been anybody else, oh, he's going to start. He's the starter. You asking questions. You got people in the media asking, is Russell Wilson the Steelers' day one quarterback? Game one
Absolutely.
quarterback?
Absolutely.
Hey, what? I'm sitting there like, what? Yeah. One of the best deals of the free agent, King. I'm sorry.
All right,
You're not going to be able to change my mind. I don't care what you say.
About Russell Wilson? I don't have an issue with it.
About this deal.
I don't have an issue with it. I think it's a great deal. I think both of them are good deals. I think Patrick Queen, I wanted him to be a Cowboy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was an awesome deal. And then I also think Russell Wilson is a great deal, too. I think you get him for a bargain 1-year deal. He gets to prove himself. If he has a good year, you bring him back. If you don't, you can move on.
Prove yourself.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying, as it, because,
man, open up that checkbook.
I say this, 20 touchdowns, 6 interceptions last year. Had a great year last year. One of the top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL last year. When it comes to quarterback rating QBRs, he was one of the top ones in the league. It's really a shame what happened to him in Denver. If people really knew, like a lot of people don't know the situation that happened in Denver.
I'm gonna tell you something.
Stupid it was.
I'm gonna tell you something about that situation. I'm gonna tell you something about this situation. When you look at that situation in Denver with Russell Wilson, Sean Payton has put himself on the hook. If you mess around and don't win in Denver in the next couple of years, they finna fire you and you done tarnish your reputation in the NFL. Because you had a winning quarterback that sat there and win, but you let your personal difference, whatever it was, you let it get in the way of letting this man perform. And he still went out there and performed and did the best and was very professional.
478-569-6110. 478-569-6110. Phone lines are open. We have a caller. Caller, are you there?
Yes.
Hello, caller?
We talk too much.
No, caller, you there?
And hung up.
Let me see if he's still
Don't be scared.
Caller, you there?
Shut up.
Hello? Hello? Yeah, I guess you lost the caller. Now you can't. Hey, bro, you saw that. I answered it. 478-569-6110.
Might be the engineer. The engineer person answer the phone.
I called it. I got 478-569-6110. Answer the phone. Phone lines are open. I think, like I said, I think it's a great deal. Outside, Tony, he says outside of Pickens, he needs another receiver. I do agree with that. They do got a speedster over there that I think
they got Pickens. You got two. They got 2 good receivers.
What's the other guy?
They got You got Pickens. Pickens is your speedster.
Yeah, Pickens is a baller. Bro, you say you
Who just left him over there?
Huh?
Who just left him over there?
A couple of years ago.
Wide receiver just leave? Johnson? This somebody just left him over there?
No, they traded Johnson. Yeah, they traded him.
They traded for him.
No, they traded
to him.
Devontae.
They traded for him, didn't they?
No, they just traded. They just did a trade. Johnson to, I want to say the Panthers, if I'm not mistaken.
The Panthers.
Right. Johnson, he went to the Panthers. If I'm not, yeah, he went to the Panthers. Deontay Johnson went to the Carolina Panthers. They got him for cornerback Dante Jackson. So
that's it.
They got a draft pick. They also got a draft pick going on with that.
It wouldn't hurt for Pittsburgh to get another wide receiver in house. It wouldn't hurt.
But let's not forget, you got the draft And you
Right.
still, like you said, you just got remember now the what's his name just got released from receiver just got released. So you got people getting released.
I,
I don't I think Pittsburgh gonna be all right. I hate it. I mean, when I saw that and I saw what Pittsburgh was doing, I'm like, man, you gonna hear all these Pittsburgh Steelers fans around here in Dublin, Georgia, they're gonna be going crazy. Cause
And
boy,
let's
Pittsburgh, hey, yeah, you got receivers. The Chargers just let go of Mike Williams. Come on, you
well,
got
Pittsburgh right.
receivers out there to get.
What well so far on there they got George Pickens, Allen Robinson is a receiver for Pittsburgh, and then they got
Yeah, yeah.
Kevin Austin, who's the speedster. Y'all know Kevin Austin. He's the guy. He was one of the fastest wide receivers in the combine a couple of years ago. So they have speed at the receiver. They got somebody to go over the top. They got Pickens, who they're hoping is. That's why I think they traded Deontay Johnson. I think they're looking at Pickens to go to be a number one, and then hopefully that Allen Robinson and Kevin Austin will go. But I agree with you, Benny. I think they're going to have to pick up something else in the draft, or either make a trade or sign a free agent.
Don't forget old boy in the draft receiver just ran that 4.2. He'll probably be sitting there second round for you.
Hey, that division is going to be tough. You got Russell Wilson in
Yeah,
that division, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, and Deshaun Watson. All four
and Josh
quarterbacks have
Allen.
won a playoff game.
And Josh Allen in there too. Josh Allen.
Now, Buffalo in the AFC East.
Buffalo, yeah. But that's gonna be you're right. That's gonna be a very that Sean Watson.
Yeah, he's with Cleveland.
Yeah, that's a tough division. Like I said, that defense, and then you gonna tighten up your defense. Pittsburgh and tighten. Yeah, Pittsburgh gonna be. They did some moves. They
All
did.
right, so we got some Pittsburgh fans out here. Tony Heat said Michael Williams is coming off a severe injury, so we don't know what's going to happen with him. So they're not going to have. They got Johnson was traded to Carolina, and then he also says the big guy. Anytime they get rid of you, that cap, they don't call they don't chill with you. Peyton, I'm reading some of the things Peyton ego got in the way. I think they was in Buffalo. They were talking about Denver and that. And then he talks about that sounds like we're talking about our kids is the problem. Nah, he's the problem. Outside of the Pickens, is another. They need another receiver. And then the boss, you know who the boss is, Benny. You know him very well. The boss said, he said, I agree, Chris, but you got to get that run game established before anything. With Henry and Lamar, you keep the defense honest. And that's the boss, none other than Mr. Jesse. That's Jones.
True.
Jesse,
They messed up. They messed up with the defense. Yeah, you should have.
Thank you for watching. All right, we got a couple more real quick. We run through the cover, take a quick break, then we come right back. Let's go ahead and get these last couple out of the way, and then we might have to catch some more tomorrow. I mean, next tomorrow. You know, y'all trying to have it on every night.
You're gonna keep on adding next week.
So we gotta add some other days, right? All right, so we got.
Ain't no telling what free agents you're gonna have next week.
This week is keep going, and they're gonna keep signing. We had a couple of more free agencies that happened that were big deals that happened this weekend. Of course, we had we're gonna get into the Nick Saban thing coming up in the LSU brawl real quick. The Russell Wilson, Patrick Queens. I think that's pretty much. Anybody else y'all want to talk about as far as signing in the NFL? Baker Mayfield signed, re-signed with.
That was a good deal for Tampa Bay. I think he went in and did good. I think Baker has matured. That's the biggest thing. He has matured. Never his talent. The question about talent was never there, but he has matured and he's ready. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think, and I'm glad he's doing Todd Bowles a good one because I think they set Todd Bowles up the field when Brady left. We'll hire a black coach, then we'll be able to get rid of him real quick. He's not gonna be able to. Yeah, I think Baker Mayfield came in. He did a good one. I think a solid. Baker, that's a good thing. And then he was able to sign Mike Evans. Re-sign Mike Evans. Oh yeah.
Todd Bowles trusted in Baker Mayfield. He went out, he put him out there and said, "Hey, go do your thing. I'm gonna stay out of your way. I'm a defensive specialist. You go out there and make the plays, and the sky could be the limit for you." A man signed a 1-year, $4 million deal, and now he's guaranteed at least what's his guarantee money? $30 million.
30 million, something like that.
Yeah. 30 million.
30 million guarantee. He bet on himself and won. and went out there and played well.
Not
Baker
as good as
Mayfield,
Cousins with $100 million.
That
at
was
least Baker
robbery.
Mayfield
That
proved.
was
He done
robbery.
signed. I bet when he signed, he was like, God dog, I should have held out a little longer. Cousins getting over there getting $100 million.
That was a
Hey, but
robbery.
what thing I can say about Baker Mayfield, he had a pretty good year. He threw for over 3,000
Oh yeah.
yards. Baker Mayfield did not have a lot of interceptions. He threw a couple. He threw a few, but Baker Mayfield beat the defending NFC champion last year when he beat the Philadelphia Eagles in a playoff game. And that
Yep.
meant a lot to Tampa Bay when he won that game against Philadelphia. That meant a lot to them because actually I thought Philadelphia was going to go into Tampa game. But Baker Mayfield actually his team out. It wasn't even a close game. What was it, like 27-9 or something like that? But overall though, Baker Mayfield deserved that opportunity, and I hope he do well with it. And not only do I hope he do well with it, I hope that Tampa Bay could continue to win games so
Yeah.
Todd Bowles could continue to cement his name as a
Yeah.
good coach. Because he's a good coach because he used to be the
Yeah.
defense coordinator of Miami Dolphins. And the Miami Dolphins gave him the interim head coaching job, but they didn't give him the head coaching job at the
That's
end of the
right.
year when it came open. And that was a bad mistake that they made because everywhere he's been since then, he's flourished. And he even has won a Super Bowl ring as a coach.
I agree with you guys on that. It's Tampa Bay, so I really don't care. All right, so at the end of the day, guys, they say good deal, good deal. They say good deal. I ride it with y'all on that. You know what I'm saying? I don't see them
I
making
got
much
one question
noise.
for you, King.
What's that? What's that?
How about them Cowboys? They've
I knew
been
you was
mighty
gonna say
quiet.
I knew you was gonna say that. I was trying to get out of this. I was trying to get out of the segment without talking about them. I was trying to get out of the segment without talking about it and keep
How
on.
about them Cowboys?
Hey, we're going to the line. Hey, Peter Parker said, hey, Spider-Man said, y'all on tomorrow? No, we're not on tomorrow. We're not on. That's we're not on tomorrow. Now we get enough of y'all coming on and watching. We'll do another show, but hey, got you everybody keep in. We thank everybody for keeping in. Everybody watching. If you want to call 478-569-6110. We're gonna take a quick break. We'll come back. Nick Saban made a little, he made a little noise talking about why he quit in the NIL and the NCAA football and what's going on in football. Why I think y'all not gonna believe my thoughts on Nick Saban and why I say that's a no deal. And we'll be right back, right here
Not you and your boy.
Hey, me and my boy. Hey.
Hello, this is Reba Green here, owner of the Great Green Store, and I would like for you to tune in to the Unnamed Sports Show with King and Bo every Wednesday.
One man, one sound two. Yeah. I'm gonna get in so much trouble for this. But y'all told me it's the Wild Wild West. There were no more rules. Y'all said we make our own rules. Some of y'all wanted me to leave, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't going nowhere. It was just a prolonged absence. So let me tell you how I really feel about you. I really feel like you.
Du jour by King David Jordan.
DJ B.I.G.
There it is. I've been looking for it. There it is.
Show me the list. Show me the list. Everybody talking about they the best.
Everybody talking about they the best.
Everybody talking about us. B.I.G. walking the God with trust. As long as our names is in the book, we good. Show me the list. Show me the list. Show me the list. Hey. Everybody talking about they the best. We the best, yes. Everybody talking about us. B.I.G. walking the God with trust. As long as our names is in the book, we good.
All right, welcome back to the list. You know what I'm saying? Welcome back to the hottest, the best sports show in the land, the newest best podcast in the land. Right here is me, it's Bo, it's Benny, it's the Bing King. I can't even say my name right. I'm so excited about this next one, man. I'm so excited about this next one. It's the King Bo Show. We thank you guys for being a part of the show and being a part of the dynamic that we had. The numbers have been amazing. You guys have been reacting, and we want to get into something a really, really interesting topic. Interesting topic. And I'm gonna see if I can find. I did get the video, and I'm gonna play a little bit of Nick Saban, who met with Senator Cruz, Ted Cruz,
Yep. He was in
and
Washington.
they were in Washington, and they had a meeting about the current climate of the NCAA and the current climate of college football. And this is some of the things that Nick Saban, if I can pull it up, let's see if we can get that audio for you, that video for you, that Nick Saban had to say at that meeting. And when I say that he opened some eyes, he really opened some eyes with what he said at this press conference, and it was really interesting to see it, and really interesting to hear what he had to say. So here it is, right here. Here it is. Let's go ahead and we'll show y'all what Nick Saban had to say here on the list right here. Let's see if we can get that. Let's roll it. Here it is.
In some places are raising huge amounts of money.
Right.
And going to compete against people who do not have the same resources, raise those kind of funds to pay players. So you have a pay-for-play system and a free agency system that has no guidelines. Mm-hmm. So there's no competitive balance.
Now, finding a way to balance out the pay-for-play is one thing Coach Saban wants to see happen.
He says without a balance, the current way of NIL will essentially create a caste system.
The rich will get richer and the poor will get poorer. And eventually the fans will look at it like, I really don't want to watch this game. And I don't think this funding collectives is sustainable. Mm-hmm. Because eventually people are going to say, I've already had people come to me and say, I don't want to continue to do this because we're paying a player and then the player's not there. He transferred.
Both Senator Cruz and Tuberville introduced their legislation last year. To this point, neither has really made much progress in getting through for a vote. Cruz believes his bill has a 50-50 shot at passing.
All right, so there you heard what Saban had to say about what was going on with the NIL deals and what Saban had to say about what was happening with the NIL and the players. And he also talked about how he mentioned that he didn't like coaching because at the end of his coaching, when he went to after the bowl game and he went to prepare again for the next year, that certain players had some questions for him. And one of the questions that they had for him was, hey, am I going to play? And how much am I going to get paid? And they wanted to know if they were going to play, and how much they're going to get paid, because if not, they were hitting the transfer portal. And he said, hey, that didn't cause him to quit, but that did kind of play a role in what was going on. When he saw that, he knew that he couldn't have the same effect as a head coach with that going on with peers basically having to pay to play. And that's was happening. Guys, Benny, I know you really had a strong reaction to this. What do you think about Saban and his reaction? And
I want to hear what you got to say about Saban.
Oh,
that's your boy. That's your boy.
I will go back in the end. I got
you. Got to say about your boy.
I got you. I'm gonna let you go first. Go ahead, get off. I'm gonna let you go.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think the game caught up with Saban. It did, and I kind of agree. But I'm gonna say this: the NIL deal is really gonna hurt college. It's gonna really help college basketball. And the reason why I say that, it's gonna help out this one and done that they're doing in basketball with the one and done. Because now these players really, I can make some money and stay in college and still do. It's gonna help that out once they get it going. As far as football go, I mean, I feel like there's even the playing field. You can't now hold a player for 4 years because you got him under that contract, or you got to stay here. You got to stay, wait your turn. No, we saw what happened with Justin Fields with Georgia. He left, end up getting first round drafted. We've seen it all over. Players that have done that have moved on and said, okay, I done flourished and did this. So even with tour with Justin Hurts with Alabama. I mean, come on, you really expected that guy to stay there? He got transferred. I mean, you can't help it. But one thing that the Saban did say, and I think you need to look at this when he's talking about developing players. What the NCAA, NFL, NCAA, even NBA, all these Major League Baseball, well, baseball already I think does a good job with it with their minor leagues. But one thing the other two sports has to realize right now, if you go out and start helping develop these players as younger, as kids, you got a lot of travel teams, AAU teams, you need to get a hold of those things and help these coaches develop these players there and get this. I'm trying to get my kid, trying to get this daddy ball out of coaching football at a younger age, and getting these kids taught the fundamentals early. But you got to put your money into the lower levels to help them. So by the time these kids get to college, you're getting the product that you want.
All right. Bo, how do you feel about it, Bo?
Well, I looked at it real closely that time. I just now finally seen snippets of his conversation up on Capitol Hill in front of Congress on the oath, with his conversation about the rich get richer and the poor get poor. I'm going to say this first and foremost about the rich get richer versus the poor get poor. Power Five schools pay schools who are less talented $750,000 to $1 million per game just to come to their stadium
Yep,
and get blown out for a warm up game. So the
yep.
rich is going to get richer in that way versus the poor get poor. So you have all of the funds financially to pay a team $750,000 to $1 million just to pay you in a game you're going to walk the dog them on. That's not the rich versus the poor and the poor.
And it's
And
and in
then
some
you
of them,
do
and
that.
in some of those cases, both they actually paying for their flight and hotels for them too. They paying to travel
Absolutely.
too.
Absolutely. All the
So
accolades to come along with that. And then you add on a cap, the NIL. There need to be a cap for the conversation. So basically, he's trying to say that he's not going to compete to assist in paying a player to come play for the University of Alabama. Well, you're already doing that. That's why you're spending multiple millions of dollars, Nick Saban, per year fixing locker rooms, bringing the kids on campus. Look at our locker room. We spent $30 million more than Georgia. It's $30 million better than Georgia. It's $15 million better than Clemson. So you're still wooing the kids with financials. Either way, you're putting it in their pocket or you're giving them access to it. Either way, you're wooing the kids. So I don't understand none of the logic behind it. At the end of the day, I don't understand why he's there saying this about the NIL versus other schools when Alabama has to pay kids on a high level for NIL. Money they've made from winning all those national championships in the past, making those semifinal appearances, they're on CBS every other week. They have the money to compete with the top schools to pay for NIL. They just don't want these kids to get money and put in their back pocket to take care of themselves and their families. At the end of the day, anything you do with any sport has nothing to do with financials, has nothing to do with technology, it has nothing to do with strategy. The only way any sports team on any level will ever win that has more than one person on a team, it's going to win by teamwork. Nick Saban knows that. So why is he up there trying to put a cap on it and trying to defer these kids from gaining the money that should have been going on for years ago when you had NCAA out there, the disc and PlayStation, these kids out there, Alabama versus Georgia. Let's be real. Everybody knew who Todd Gurley was on the NCAA game.
yep.
He's number 8. It's just that his name is not on the back of his jersey. You go to Sports Emporium in Dublin, they got a Georgia Bulldog jersey, number 8. Everybody knows that's Todd Gurley, but his name is not on the back of the jersey. He can't get proceeds. So what do you mean, don't these kids? These kids should have been getting paid years ago because these NCAA schools have made billions off of them. Nick,
Trillions.
Nick Saban, take a nap, retire, go fishing, have a nice day. Your career is done. You've outlasted most of the coaches. You've done well, but as of for right now, it's time for NCAA football to move forward. Fashion thought process.
Don't you think, Bo? Now he also said something in that Keenan played. about the development of players. Don't you think they could take some of that money to help develop these players from beyond before like high school or even like I say your travel football team that you got that help develop for these schools. You got some schools that can't afford to do this to help develop these players. So when you get them, you get good players. Teaching
Yeah,
them
I mean,
financial stability.
yeah, and another way that they can do that, Benny, they don't have to just strictly like spend money to develop the player. Donation to these high schools through donors to develop these high schools and get them the equipment to develop the players, especially to the high schools that don't have the equipment but have good athletes. That'll make them better. That's the development aspect that they're looking at. But overall, though, man, Nick Saban, hey, let that go, man. I think you're outdated. That it's time to move on. And at the end of the day, you've got a lot of coaches out there that are on the same level field with you. You couldn't beat Harbaugh. You're right there neck to neck with Georgia. You're losing games. You struggle in some games. You lost to Texas. The SEC has gotten tougher. That's why you retired, because the SEC has got tougher. Let's be open and honest about it.
Hey, Peter Parker said, Benny, you haven't directly asked him a question. What's the question you got for Peter Parker?
Do what now?
Peter Parker said you hadn't directly asked him a question yet. You know what I'm saying? What's up? What's up? Yeah, asked him a question yet.
So he wants you to ask him a question, Benny.
Ask him a question. Peter Parker wants you to ask him a question.
About what? Nick Saban?
Yeah, Nick Saban. We answer directly how you feel about Nick Saban.
How you feel about Nick Saban, Peter Parker?
Betty.
After he done got paid his $18 million a year.
Betty also said this has been going on for years now. It's in this league, and it's nothing new. It's been going on for years now. It's new again.
King, tell him to call into the show. Tell him to call in.
478-569-6110. 478, call in and be a part. 478-569-6110. Okay. All right, I done let y'all sit here talk about my boy. Bodo told my boy to ride off in the sunset. Benny done told my boy to get off where he get off. And, sunset and retire. You right, man. He said run off in the sunset and retire. Hey, okay. So he is retired. He is retired.
He done retired.
He is retired. My thoughts on it. My thoughts is this. I agree with both. I think he's out of whack. And the reason I think Nick Saban, this is what I'm saying. I'm a fan, but also I look at these from a perspective of my people and the perspective of.
I can't believe this. No wonder weather done.
Hey, Benny, I got to stop the show. Benny, pull out your camera and take a picture of this.
Hit the record button. Say that again.
I hate to do this. I really do. But listen, you're out of pocket, Nick Saban. You're out of pocket. You're out of pocket because you're getting mad at kids for making money under NIL and kids being able to go into the transfer portal. And you know what? My voice will start going out because I really don't want to go and do this. I really don't want to do this. So my body's giving out because I don't want to do this. But this is the truth. Nick Saban, you're out of pocket. And y'all know y'all know that's my guy. Yeah, and this hurts me to my heart. They had to do this, but I got to be fair and I got to be straight up with the people. Nick Saban, you're wrong, and I'm gonna tell you why you're wrong. First of all, at any point in time, a coach can leave those kids and make, you can go in their homes and you make promises and you say, we're going to be here. We're going to help build this, man. You go tell their mamas, you go tell their grandmamas, their daddies, their families. You tell them, hey, I'm going to be there. I'm going to help take care of your son and groom your son. We're going to be there for 4 years. And at any point in time, there's no loyalty to the team, no loyalty to the players. And when they sign the contracts, they be like, hey, I got to be loyal to my family. Right? I got to look up for my family. So when the money comes to the coaches doesn't have any loyalty. Now the roles have kind of gotten even, and now the players don't have to be loyal. The players will say, hey, I got to look out for my best interest and what's best for me. Now you want to cry foul and you want to cry poo-poo, right? But they say, but that's wrong. That's wrong. Now, you want to sit here and talk about teams not competing. When I looked at the numbers, listen, when we talk about teams that had total revenue, total teams that brought total revenue, you had Ohio State at $251 million, Texas at $238 million. Guess who was number 3? You were, Nick Saban, at $214 million. Y'all bought it $214 million. The SEC bought it $2.3 billion. Now, the players are getting NIL deals with the name, image, and likeness, but they're not getting any of the TV revenue that you guys are getting, so you're not giving them any cash or anything. You guys get billions of dollars off of their backs with nothing. Because I don't want to go see, as much as I love Nick Saban as a coach, I don't want to go see Nick Saban out there running no football. I don't want to go see Nick Saban out there passing. Now, it would be kind of entertaining to see it for a little while, but I want to see it every Sunday. And I sure don't want to see him represent the Tide throwing the ball, right? So at the end of the day, it's ridiculous that now the players have a little thing to stand on and making a little money. They're not getting the TV revenue. Now think about it. You want to say, oh, it's the pro leagues. No, the pro gets NBA gets 50% of the TV net revenue. You want to say it's the NFL. NFL players, they don't get as much as the NBA, but they get a piece of the TV revenue. Every time they do TV deal, guess what? The prices go up. But they say for some reason, you're sitting here saying, hey, the prices are going up for the college football teams. The prices are going up for the all the conferences, the SEC, the Big Ten, and all those things. They're making billions of dollars. Billions of dollars. USA reported that on 2 programs in the top 25, total revenue had expenses that outran revenue. Tennessee had about $3 million gap in Washington. But other than that, these conferences were giving up $2.3 billion for the SEC. $2.3 billion. All right? The highest player in NIL is who? Bronny James. $6.4 million. Shador, $3 million. Right? So the average player isn't making $3 million. The average player isn't making $6 million. Those are the highest, right? The average player isn't making that. But all we're saying is compensate them something. Both part of the NCAA game. I've been missing it. It actually gets ready to come back out this year. Comes back out this fall. It's getting ready to come back out this year. But we've been missing it, and they had to sign a deal. And certain players, like Peyton Manning's brother, decided not to opt out, that he didn't want his likeness, name, image, and likeness in the game.
His nephew.
Right? His nephew. He said he didn't want his name and image and likeness in the game. And that's
But he had a
understandable.
good reason.
Right. Why?
But he had a good reason. I agree with his reason.
What was his reasoning, Billy?
He said because he don't want to be on the game until that's his team. He's the starter at University of Texas.
And that makes sense. That makes sense.
He said so next year when he's the starter, when old boy decided to come back and he knew he wasn't going to start, he said no, that he didn't want to be on the game as a backup.
I just want to read some of these numbers. This is according to the USA Today. The SEC dominated the top list. The combined revenue reported by the 13 public schools in each league tapped $2 billion, with the SEC nudging out the Big Ten with $2.1 billion to $2.4 billion. So just in 2 conferences, y'all made $4 billion. And you were talking about, oh, it's not fair. These teams don't have the you know what I'm saying? We don't have these players are asking for money. But come on, man, stop it. Hush, man. Come on, don't ruin your legacy. Because you sound like a bitter old man right now when you got these guys that have given their heart, bodies, and soul. Some of these guys get injured and not able to go to the NFL.
I got a question about that, King. Why is he even on Capitol Hill talking about it and he's retired? He has nothing else to do with the game.
He said that he's the ambassador and he's speaking out for other coaches. He done took it upon himself to say this is why he left.
Now, he is the all-time winningest coach, you know what I'm saying? The
most
championship.
He think he can get influence from Congress. He want Congress to step in and tap and cap it. And force the NCAA. He want Congress to step in and force the NCAA to put a cap on it, which is ridiculous.
Okay.
But like I said, it's all right for you to pay. It's all right for you to pay these players under the table. Your Boots Club pay them under the table. And Alabama get these. Everybody know how you got those championships, Nick Saban. Let's be real.
They work hard, they practice, and they put in the work through the all season in the weight room, and that's how we got them championships. We're not gonna sit here.
But how you get all those 5 stars? You get all those 5 stars knowing they got to sit down. We got to sit down. We might not get to play. You might not get to play. You might not get to play. You might not get to play. Not basically, because think about it. Under the old rule, where would Jalen Hurts be at right now under the old rules if it wasn't for the portal? Remember that he got benched in the championship game, SEC championship game.
Right. He did.
And Tua came back over. So under the old rule, the next year he'd have been forced to come back to Alabama and stay under Tua his senior year instead of winning the Heisman Trophy.
I'm not saying that it's wrong. I'm actually agreeing with you, but I just think that I agree. I think that there's agreement.
He just mad. He coaches mad. Like you say, the Heisman $6 million. You got assistant coaches making more than that.
That's why I understand. That's why I didn't like it. I know I'm shocking a lot of people right now, By me going at Nick Saban, I did like it, but
Are you recording this?
I am recording it. I definitely
I'm
am
glad.
recording
Okay, I
it.
want to make sure, you know.
I mean, Nick Saban is trying to say it's going to halter the development of the players. No, not really. Just go out there and do your job and continue to coach these players the way you've been coaching them, and they'll do exactly what you've shown them to do on the field. The money has nothing to do with the play.
The money's
And
all,
they
but I
deserve
disagree
it.
with that. I disagree with that. The money's always had something to do with it. But I'm like, man, it was under the table.
It's
It was
on
under
the
the table.
table
Well,
now.
no.
Now
I'm saying,
like, you know what I'm saying? It was
what I'm
under the
saying,
table.
the money has nothing to do with the way how the players play on the field, not about how you contribute to the players as far
Yeah.
as under the table.
I just think at the end of the day, Saban has the NCAA. What they want is they want an oversight committee. They want to have restrictions. They want to put in policy over it. And normally, this is what I learned about the United States and capitalism. Normally, when you want to put policy and restrictions over something, you got something to benefit from. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Somebody is getting kickback and whatever. And it's kind of like the whole. I ain't gonna bring it up. But what I'm saying is
You know
this.
who getting kicked back? The one doing the endorsing now.
Right. And then somebody's getting kicked back. And what it is it's the and I think what they have is you have these chancellors at these universities and things saying, hey, Nick, hey man, we looked out for you when you was coaching. So we need you to look out for us too. And right now it is the Wild Wild West. And right now it does favor the player to say, hey, this ain't working for me. I'm going to another thing. Now it is a free agency system, and anytime you have a free agency system that and the way it's operating, it is operating a free agency system. And to have a free enterprise free agency system is a issue. No other league, and he said this in the thing, he kind of mentioned it, he kind of pulled it back. No other league has that. No other league has an open free agency where there aren't stipulations and consequences to certain different things. Like the NBA, they had the match contracts, right? So the super match, you can get the super match. The team the team that you play for can get a super match. So it gives leeway, it gives credence to the team that gets some type of a situation where there is a reason to stay with a team like Milwaukee. Like you understand with Milwaukee because he can make the most money, even if he go to free agency. The most money he can make is with Milwaukee. What Saban is saying is they need an oversight. They need a type of oversight over this because they have it's a true free agency going on in college sports, and he doesn't like it.
So he has to be very, very careful because if he's not, these kids are going to form a union, and if they form a union, then they're in a real mess. He may want to be careful with that. Now, as far as having chancellors and board of directors of colleges, of sporting events, and athletic directors trying to get him to go up Capitol Hill to put a cap on it, of course, it affects the P&L. And the more positive it is on the P&L, the bonuses for the chancellors and the athletic director and the board of directors on their checks. So at the end of the day, it affects their financial bottom line. That's why if he can get them to put a cap on it, more money stays to the university and more money they get in their back pockets.
The money gonna stay in the university because they're not the players not getting their deals or not getting their TV deals or nothing.
Yeah,
the players are making deals off of sponsors. Yeah,
right.
It's a sponsor. It's a car dealership going like what that is. Shadura got a deal with Porsche that said we're gonna give you a car and we're gonna pay you. That's it. They're getting theirs from sponsors. They're not getting there from these TV deals that they're getting.
Right.
The players ain't touching the chancellor's money.
They're not getting the revenue.
What the school is trying to say, but this is why I think the schools need to be careful at. You keep saying these kids are getting a free education. We're paying for their education. Okay, you are. They're getting a 4-year scholarship. They're able to come out debt free. But the other kids at the school, you're getting all of this money. King just said the Alabama got how much, King?
250 million.
250 million.
No,
so why
214 million.
214 million for this year. So why the price of tuition keep going up every year?
A lot of people
for the other kids.
Tuition should be free,
for the other, I'm talking about for the other kids. For the kids that's not an athlete, why that tuition keep going up? Let's be real. I mean, all you worried about is that.
At the end of the day, the tuition keep going up because everybody that's teaching, everybody that's coaching, the chancellors, athletic directors, the board of directors, they want more money in their pockets. And that's why Nick Saban is up there trying to stop it.
Benny Telly said, "What's up with AAU?"
What's up with it?
He said, "What's up?"
I think they need.
What's up with AAU?
I think they need. Tell them to call me tomorrow. Give me a call tomorrow.
Hey, better share
But
with
he
the
got to
people. The
think.
people want to know what's over there. You know what I'm saying? Okay, all right.
Huh?
Hey, Benny don't.
No,
If
but
Benny
what I'm
don't want,
saying,
hey, Benny, don't talk about it. Don't talk about it,
no,
Benny.
what I'm saying,
Call
no,
him tomorrow.
I'm saying if we
I'm
go,
just playing
if
with
we
you.
go, I think, but the one sport, I think he's just talking about football. Let's be real about this. He's ready about football. If I'm a basketball coach, I'm telling Nick Saban to be quiet. Because if I'm an NCAA basketball coach, this NIL deal could help my basketball program for this one and done. If I'm a Duke, North Carolina, that where I keep getting these one and done, this could eventually help my program while I get these kids to stay more than 1 year in college.
Kentucky in the same boat with it too.
Kentucky, yeah. So the basketball is what is going to really help out the college. Everybody know college basketball done got sorry now within the last.
But we got to remember this, though. The NCAA revenue comes from money source, broadcast rights, ticket sales, corporate sponsorship, television and advertising, ESPN money that come. The majority of the majority of the NCAA's revenues comes from, guess what, guys? Y'all not going to believe this. Guess what? Guess where it comes from? March Madness. March Madness brings in the majority, which includes ticket sales, television revenue. The men's basketball tournament produces more than $700 million annually. That's just the men's by himself annually by that. So the basketball plays a big deal also in the revenue, the grand scheme of things when it comes to, because right now all we see on all this on sports right now is basketball. You see in the big
But what I'm saying,
championships and everything.
what I'm saying though, King, I'm saying though, this NIL deal is going to help college basketball because that's the biggest thing you've had about talking about the one and done. You get a kid in, you already know he's gonna play. If he's good enough, like Georgia got Edwards. You knew he was after that 1 year, he gone. I'm gonna go in, I come in, shoot, do what I need to do, and I already know I'm a first round prospect. I'm gone.
All right,
Bronny James being a first draft, he's going to the NBA for what? Because of I know, you see what I'm saying? But this NIL deal make these Angel Reese. Angel Reese said, why am I, she could have turned WNBA last year. She said, why am I going there for no money in college?
Great transition. That is great transition. They said, Peter Parker says, the rules are made for prospects to shine. If you got a whole stable of 5-star who's going to the league, you're probably going to have a good team. You're probably going to do your thing.
I agree with that. I mean, you could take the look at Syracuse back in the days when they had somebody like a Carmelo Anthony who was a one and done. NIL deal, you could have had 4 or 5 Carmelo Anthonys in Syracuse for 1 year.
But here's my thing though. You talking about that one and done, and you can make it. No, you are not. Your teams that are winning the NCAA basketball championship now have those 3-year starters. The one and done team are getting no big games and they're cracking up. The individual players are looking good, but the teams are not.
The only thing about it, we haven't had that yet because you haven't had a best team out there with 4 or 5 players that are freshmen on the NIL deal and say, hey, after this year, we're going to the league. That hasn't happened yet in the college basketball.
It hasn't. You're right. That's why I said once it catch on to basketball, the NIL deal to me has not caught on in nothing in any other sport but football. That's why Saban is worried about it. Even you talking about the net transfer portal, it's affecting football more than anything. These basketball players haven't sat down and thought about it yet. Angel Reese made it known. Well, I'm going to WNBA. I'm making more money now than they're making. That's her thought process.
Too.
Huh?
And she stayed back too and stayed out of trouble. She made sure she was out of the way when that fight segue to the LSU versus South Carolina basketball game.
All right, NSC March Madness, LSU squabbles with South Carolina in the SEC championship game that saw South Carolina come out victorious and beat the LSU Tigers 79-72, if I'm not mistaken. 79-72, I'm doing it off the top of my head. 79-72. Am I right? Am I wrong? Was it right?
You right there. 78-72. You right there. 78-72, 79-72. Hey, King, I want to interview you on this topic. I got a question for you. I need to interview you.
Let's go.
I want to interview you on this one. Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
All right, so you put a Facebook post out there about Angel Hood Reese, and you got a lot of responses on this one. Some of them were kind of borderline rough responses by a certain amount of people. Right. But at the end of the day, the comment was, Angel Hood Reese. This is who she is. So my thing is, tell me, why did you say that, and what made you entertain that based on Angel Reese was not participating in the fight?
All right, this is what. All right, so let's get into what the hook was going to be. And I started to do this video the other day, and I was hoping Eddie Carson would be here because he's one of the ones that pushed back on it also. But this is the thing. That post, Bo, was a continuation from a post I made a year ago, where Angel Reese, after she had the Caitlin Clark situation, and she did the you can't see me, the John Cena, aka the Tony Yayo, you can't see me, right? When she did that, and she came back afterwards after they won the championship, and she's like, yes, I am so hood. I'm so hood to be this, you know what I'm saying? Y'all say I'm hood, blah, blah, blah. Because she had been catching that criticism all year about her attitude, her talk, and different things like that. The reason why I made the post was I knew that she wasn't a part of the squabble. I never said she was a part of the squabble. But what I did see is this. Anytime you have that energy come out and you're the leader of the team, and that energy, it permeates throughout the whole team. And I predicted last year that she was going to struggle from that point on, right? That's why I call her the hood queen, because she called herself and said, I am that hood. I'm hood like that. So what happens? They get, what's that, Corso? What's the big girl from Sacalana Corso?
Cadosa?
Cardoso, right? Cardoso was giving her the business down low. They was battling down there. She was giving the business down low. And Angel, she played admirable, but they lost the game. And then what happens? Their team loses their cool, and they break out, and it's a scuffle, right? But then it's not just that game that they lost. It's also throughout the year. Her missing 4 games throughout the year. Now, she tried to say it was mental health. She needed mental health, and I take that very seriously, right? She said she needed a mental health break, and we all need a mental health break sometimes. You know, but then we had other people saying it was her grades. There's other people saying she wasn't focused. Other people saying it was an in-team suspension. So we had a lot of different things going on, and she never denied it was a grade. She just like, don't believe everything you hear. She never denied it was a grade. There was the issue that was going on. But all we know that she was not playing basketball. All we know she wasn't there for 4 games, right? All this is going over Angel Reese. They said she got a boyfriend is distracting her from getting to work. The coaches criticize her work ethic. All this is going on with Angel Reese, while Caitlin Clark, on the other hand, is breaking records. Her team won the Big Ten, and is putting her back on the thing. And this is the thing. A lot of you guys think that I don't like Angel Reese. I actually like her a lot. But my thing is, that I said her today, I said, people always say King's such a jerk. He's such a jerk. I said, then you get to know me, and you start to get to know me, you be like, man, King is one of the most loving, caring, honest, biggest jerks that you could ever meet in your life. You know what I'm saying? It's true. But that's because I'm going to tell you the truth. And if I see something going on, and I see something problematic with your character, I'm going to call it out. And what I saw last year at that press conference and how she acted and different things that did throughout the summer, I said, hey, man, I don't like the eyelashes. I don't like the big hair. I don't like how she's acting. And then the fact that she took on and accepted the moniker of being hood, and she ingratiated herself with that moniker. And that, I said, it's problematic. Because what it's going to do at the end of the year, and I'm glad you guys brought it up to this, Benny, and Bo, because I want to segue to this, is what we're talking about with Nick Saban and NIL. What it's going to do at the end of the year is it's going to hurt her money at the end of the year. Now,
No, it's not.
yes, it is. I'm going to show you why. I knew you was going to say that. So I came and got numbers. This time last year, at the end, when she won the national championship, you know how much Angel Reese had in NIL deals? Benny, you know how much? You know the number?
About close to $2 million, wasn't it? 1.7.
It was 1.7 million last year. You know what her number is now?
1.2.
Right.
1.2.
She's lost. Caitlin Clark last year, you know what her NIL deals was at the end of the season? You know what it was? $750,000. You know what she's at now?
She's at about
million. $3.1 million in evaluation with NIL.
But that ain't
right. But hold on. I'm gonna show you something though. I know you're gonna say they don't have nothing to do, blah, blah, blah. But I'm gonna show you something. All those things, not playing, being in trouble with your coach, having these situations, she already had people coming against her. She's reinforced a lot of people's thought of how she was. She's reinforced that. And we both said, everybody said on this panel so far that next year, that money ain't going to be there. Next year she's gonna take a pay. Next year she's gonna take a pay cut where she's probably gonna be making less than Councilman Benny Jones and Bo Brown. Her salary will probably be less than y'all because y'all the ballers up here in the show. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Y'all got the money in the show, so her salary's gonna be probably about comparable to y'all's. You know, I'm the poorest one of the show guys. So like y'all, her salary's gonna be comparable to you guys and not King Jones. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause y'all ballers, y'all got money. You know, Bo wrote it in the dough. Benny, you sit up there in the 5-star hotel right now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying, like, at the end of the day, at that shit, when she go to the WNBA, which stands for we're not annually making any money, that when she gets into that, guess what happened? It's gonna fall off, right? And that's what I'm trying to tell you. Angel Reese states that it's about her. And this game, college women's basketball, isn't about her. College women's basketball is about the letters on her jersey, that LSU. When she take that LSU jersey off, in 2 years, she going to be just like Candace Parker. She's going to be just like Dana Taurasi. She's going to be just like all the rest of the WNBA players that's sitting there they're crying because the league that they're going into doesn't make money. Doesn't make money. Her and the girl that got in the fight, what's her name? What's her name daughter? Camouflage daughter. They got in the fight with
Flage.
Flage. Her and Flage went on Breakfast Club talking about, well, the WNBA got to step it up when it comes to the money because we get in the bag now. Now, what's going to happen is you're going to get a reality check next year when you get ready to go to the league, and that bag is not the same. That $1.7 million is going to go down. It's already went down from 1.7 to 1.2, I think it is, 1.2 and 1.3. It's going to go down more, and you're not going to have that bag going on. That's the problem that I have with Angel Reese. You got to work on that character to stay where you're going to be up there. And I called that this is going to happen. I said the decline. My receipts, Bo. I told them today, y'all got to look at my receipts. My receipts be on point. My receipts would say, I said about 3 years she'd be on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta or something like that. You know what I'm saying? That's how I see it going. That's the trajectory of her career that's going right now. Because you missed 4 games. That means that you're not mentally tough. That means you got some outside stuff that ain't happening. That ain't stuff. So, yes, Bo, I said Hood Reese, and I tried to tell you guys last year, there's a difference between the two. You got Caitlin Clark that was on the incline, and that was doing it. And there's like, well, Caitlin Clark did this. I don't care about that. That ain't mean nothing. We all talk noise when we play sports. I ain't care about that or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about that. What I'm talking about, what is your energy? What is it like when you get out there and people have made a perception of you and then you sit up there and you embrace and ingratiate yourself with their perception. Now it comes back to you. And anything that goes wrong, they're saying, hey, we knew it was right. My perception was right of her. And I can't be mad at them for saying it.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. King has given his perception on Angel Reese based on her past history and behavior and thought process and actions on the basketball court, and some of the things that have happened away from the basketball court with her not being able to perform on the basketball court. But she did fray away from that fight, and she limped away from the court. Cardosa actually pushed Flage, and after down, had an opportunity to. I haven't met Cardosa, but I've been 20 feet away from her at the University of South Carolina. She is every bit of 6'7", ladies and gentlemen, like they got her listed as. She was a head and shoulder taller than everybody on campus. So she is a big physical presence. As a kid, has grown into an adult grown woman. But let me just say this about Angel Reese.
Angel Reese, up there, right? She tell he's coming up there.
She all the talk and hype. She was scared. So Telly, who was scared?
I don't see no comments.
He said she's all talk and hype. She was scared.
I'm gonna address that. I'm gonna go ahead.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this about Reese. I don't know her personally, but I can 100% tell you that Baltimore, she wasn't scared if she's from the hood. She's probably lived that life her whole life being from Baltimore. Have you ever been to Baltimore? You can tell Baltimore has a bunch of dark alleys, like the 1950s. Baltimore is a very, very dangerous place. The only thing that's good in the city of Baltimore is the technology hub and the skyscrapers and the restaurants and the inner pier. Outside of Baltimore, Baltimore is an entirety of a dangerous place to live. A lot of crime is in Baltimore, a lot of carjackings in Baltimore. She comes from that type of environment. So she's hood because that's how her behavior is like that, because that's basically where she's from. But I will say this about Angel Reese: she has an opportunity to get it right. All she has to do is go play basketball in this NCAA tournament, stay low key, win the championship, and be the most valuable player, which I don't think they're going to win the championship. If that did happen, and if she stayed low key, I think that she can basically market herself again. But I don't see that happening. I don't see anybody beating South Carolina this year. But Angel Reese, to me, as a young lady playing basketball, I think she has a very good skill set. I think she has a lot of potential. I think if she continued to develop her game and work on her character, I think that she can be something special in the NBA. I will say this, King, she's not the only player I've seen in college basketball, women college basketball, wearing eyelashes. I've seen a lot of them do that this year. I don't like it. I'm not a fan of it because it has no place in the game. But they're women and they're fashionable and their coaches allow it. So that's out of my pocket. But I will say this about LSU. Kim Mularkey made a conversation that she wished that Cardoso would have pushed Angel Reese like that.
That was
That's
crazy.
That
something
part.
you never do.
Yeah, that's crazy.
As a coach, you never condone matching up players against players in a violent manner, seeing who would be a better outcome versus a dogfight. That's something you never do. And that's something that she should have been called out for. And actually, if I'm the chancellor at LSU, that's a fine.
Yeah, that was crazy. Telly said she hadn't been one, which is a great player. You match her talent and her size, Benny. Telly says she's average. Angel Reese is average at best. How you feel? You said you want to respond to what he said when he said
Let me
she
explain
all
something.
talking height too.
Let's be real about this. I'm gonna be real.
And we do understand
Thing
you in
that
DC.
the
You
thing
and
the
you and
thing
Bo are in DC and Baltimore, so y'all gotta kind of tread lightly. What y'all
the thing that the thing that has really hurt Angel Reese, and I'm gonna tell you what really hurt LSU, and I thought this last year when they hired her. They hired the wrong coach for her. And I'm gonna tell you why. Kim hasn't done her any justice. Like you said, we don't know. You still don't know the situation, what happened with her and why she
missed those games.
what happened with her these 4 games, the first 4 games. We don't know.
Right.
We'll never know. They've done a good job of keeping that undercover. Done a very good job. But LSU this year, everybody think, oh, they're gonna repeat. LSU got the last year. Kim came, took over a team that got the benefit of what you would call some lucky bouncers in the tournament last year. Somebody happened to knock out
South
South
Carolina?
Carolina last year. And I mean, let's just be real. I mean, she came high and you say what you want, she dominated our last year. She balled last year. We all know the mental. We can say I'm not going to talk about her mental toughness. Since she's not mental tough, but I mean, you got to all that is what it is. But I'm like, when your coach, as bad as your coach talk about you and do whatever you want to say, do this. Your coach come out. I wish she would have pushed Angel Reese. Why? You one of the main ones that was saying she got a bad attitude early in the year. In so many words, you were basically talking about her last year. This right here. Now she was smart to get away from this. Angel Reese, NIL deal. I mean, let's be real. Caitlin Clark came in this year. She was gonna be. Everybody was expecting her just to break. She breaking that record got her where she's at with this NIL deal. We know this. That's a given. LSU basketball team, we can say is good on paper, but man, South Carolina got a juggernaut there. Dawn State got a juggernaut so bad, she got, what's his name, the coach from Kentucky talking about it. He's mad because she got a juggernaut. Remember last year, he talking about they play too physical. And she had said that when nobody talking about when you giving everybody these butt whooping, when nobody saying nothing to Kentucky. Take this butt whooping and keep on moving. So we see the tide changing, and it's gonna change. I'm sorry. She they gave her the wrong coach. Kim Muck is not a good coach to sit. And I say good coach, let me put it this way. Kim Muck if she would have been on the Dome State, and she'd have been in better shape right now. He's playing in the system.
I agree with that.
Where she is the person. She's having to take on all this and do all of that. Why of all the players you talking about, I wish you would have pushed Angel Reese. What about your other beat? Why it got to be Angel Reese?
So Angel Reese got the most mouth. Angel
No,
Reese
Angel
carries
Reese,
herself.
but
She's the
but
biggest.
she do,
She got the most
but the
mouth.
coach, but it's the same coach now early in the year.
You know what I'm saying?
Like I said, we don't know why she got suspended. That's been kept very quiet. But the coach came out and have implied that she couldn't deal with Angel Reese's attitude in her mouth. But now you taking this same player now with this breakout. I wish she would have pushed Angel Reese.
In so many words, you can twist that and easily say that she's trying to say Angel Reese is a violent person.
Yes.
Fair to say that about a player.
You hurt her more than Dawn Staley. They're not giving Dawn Staley. Everybody want to play with Kim Muck and say, I don't want to hear it. Play what Dawn Reese said in her interview. She came out, the first thing she did was apologize. And she sat there and said, I'm not, she said it, we're going to talk about it, but I can't go fuss at my ladies because when I played the game, I couldn't say, because we know Dawn Staley got in a couple scraps too when she played ball.
She did.
Y'all might be too young. Y'all might be too young to remember that. There.
No, we remember that.
But I remember she was point guard, University of Virginia.
Yeah, and so when I say this, I'm like, see, what Angel Reese did last year was took that she owned what they was giving her. Nobody said, and I'm be honest with you, Caitlin Clark did do a good job. She understood, man. We just out here talking noise. But let's just be real about this now. I'm not. What's her name was wrong. Kamala, what's it from South Carolina was wrong.
Cardoza.
But let's not forget what Fly J did. Fly J threw 2 bowls out there.
Right.
She bowled one player and bowled another player. When she bowled that second player, that's when all this started. Look at the video. Fly J Johnson
played dirty the whole game. They played dirty the whole game.
But nobody want to talk about that. So eventually, yeah, it's old girl did what she's supposed to do. I don't watch you bowl or do what you did all game. I done sat here and watch you bowl 2 of my teammates in less than 10 seconds. Slick. Trying to do slick. I know you from Savannah and all of this. But let's be real. She came up and pushed her. Nobody else tried to. She came up protecting her teammate. What you taught to do as a teammate? Hey.
And so did she get a jet from the game?
Yeah, she got a jet. She can't.
Yeah.
She suspended for a game. She's suspended. She is suspended.
Yeah,
because she's the only one got charged with fighting.
That's crazy. That should be.
And I think Fly J Johnson. I said it. I said, watch them. I said they're gonna let Fly J get away with this right here. Fly J should have been suspended for fighting. She should have been ejected for fighting also. You threw 2 bowls out there. Yep. You threw 2 bowls. Now, as far as Angel Reese skills, as far as you talk about Angel Reese skills,
she's a walking.
I'm not gonna say they deteriorated this year or went down, but I think LSU style of basketball hindered her this year than it did last year. It hindered her. Kim Mucky straight hindered her this year. And I think you could tell it. She was sitting there, whatever happened early in the season with her and Kim, it affected her the whole season. She finally like, okay, forget it. We're gonna go and play. Let's play some ball.
But yeah, I mean, you could easily say that too, Billy, because the passion is not there. You can see that
no,
on
it's
the
not.
court. And the camaraderie is not there.
But it's not what you think it is, King. I disagree with you about that.
What you did? Wait. What do you?
Caitlin Clark NIL deal gonna go up because of what she was doing. She put herself in it to break a scoring record, a so-called I don't think from what I done did research that may not be true about the scoring record, but she had passed Pistol Pete on the scoring. So she done this. You done shot the most threes.
Mm-hmm. But Caitlin Clark has allowed the University of Iowa to make plenty of capital interest off of her.
Oh yes.
Their ticket sales has risen extremely
they sell
higher
out everywhere
than what
they
the
go
normal
the
ticket
last 2
sales are.
years. They sell out
by the way,
they
guys,
go the last 2 years.
By the way, guys, I'll be out there in 3 weeks in Des Moines, Iowa, and I'm gonna get some inside scoop on Caitlin Clark when I get out there.
All right. Hey, we looking forward to that. Now, that's gonna be fun. All right, so that's
go
ahead, babe. Go ahead, get your last word.
I think Caitlin is a great player. Great player. But I mean, when the system is around you, you're allowed to shoot. And I think Caitlin gonna be a great WNBA player. She is.
Who's
because she in Indiana.
Ain't nobody gonna know.
Her ministers from last couple of years gonna be there. She's gonna be lined up with Leah Boston. Yes.
Okay.
And that's gonna be woo. I hate to see that.
Hey, who's gonna watch? I mean, like who's gonna watch? Like,
oh man, that's gonna be the show.
Hey, who's gonna watch? I don't know who's
Can
gonna
you
watch.
imagine Caitlin? Can you imagine Clayton Clark shooting against
Against who? You broke up a little bit. Against who?
Stephen Curry?
He said against Steph Curry.
Hey.
Is she gonna use the girl ball?
She's shooting from the NBA. She's shooting from the NBA line.
She gonna use the girl ball.
She's shooting from the NBA line.
It's only valid. It's only apples to apples if she used the same ball as.
No, it's not, King.
It's only apples to
apples. No, it's not. She
shot
with the girl's ball that she used to shoot from the men's line that she's not used to shoot from.
Hey, if she beats Steph Curry, I guarantee you State Farm gonna sign her to a deal.
Oh man, she beats Steph Curry. Oh Lord, women gonna be screaming out. They're gonna be running around, throwing around their sports bras. Talking about,
they're gonna rig it. They'll rig it again where Steph Curry go last. I want to see the corn. I want to know he shouldn't do the corn flip on TV and let it decide. I want to see if Steph Curry could have really be here if he went first.
That's interesting. That'll be very interesting to see.
That would
be real, King. That's apples to apples.
I enjoyed it.
That's apples to apples.
I enjoyed it, but I know what the narrative would be if she would have won, or the narrative they tried to make it. And luckily, Kenny Smith was half drunk, and he said what he said to kill the narrative. Where he's like, "Hey man, it's not apples to apples. She should, you know what I'm saying? And she's gonna use the girl ball. She should went to that. She shot it in the girl's 3-point line. So it wasn't apples to apples. That's all I want to say.
It was apples to apples.
Yeah, I get this. This is the thing that we had to get. And they said, Peter, you said Benny is Skip. They say you Skip. Am I Skip? I think I'm Skip. I be Skip. I like Skip. At the end of the day, I'm not for. I'm for my people maximizing their financial and maximizing the amount of financial potential that they have. And I think your behavior a lot of times, think about Flage, everybody talking about, her brother should have did it. I was like, what are you talking about? He should have jumped over the table. But I was like, what are you talking about? He should have went to jail. And they was like, he did.
He did go to jail.
They like, he did to jail.
He go to jail. And I wouldn't be surprised they suspend him. He would not better go. I would be surprised they let him in another NCAA arena.
They can't.
He would not better watch his sister play a basketball again.
And they were not in any hurry to let him out of jail. The following day at noon, he still was in jail.
Yeah, he was in there for a while. And he should have been.
And old buddy in the red that was trying to follow him, he got lucky. They stopped him, call. You sitting there, but see, he didn't fight.
Yeah, they said it was 2 more to try to go to court with him.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
They stopped him right there.
Crazy. And but it was people. Our people were sitting there talking about, if it was my sister, I would have did the same thing. And I was like,
but my thing is, what you gonna do? Hit a girl? You gonna hit a female? It's 2 females out, so you gonna go hit another female? It's not like another male hit your sister.
Hey, he didn't hit her, but he actually put his hands on Cardoso back.
That's what I'm saying. You got up behind her, yeah, and you kind of gave her a little shove. A female.
At the end of the day,
she's 6'8", but she's still a female.
At the end of the day, no, real talk though. At the end of the day, I tried to tell him, I said, man, y'all sound ridiculous. Oh, my sister's in trouble. I'm gonna get it. At the end of the day, he put his sister in more danger.
Yes.
And she was being in the NCAA championship game and within the confines of the SEC championship. He put her in more danger because if other people get involved, it's a riot. Yeah.
Once he bought that ticket, although she's your sister or his sister, he becomes a spectator. Once you walk into those gates and get that ticket, that's his sister, but he becomes a spectator, and a spectator is supposed to be somebody who cheer on the sister. If they get into an altercation, he's a spectator. He's the spectator, and she's the sister on the court. He has to be able to differentiate that, but sometimes emotion gets in the way. Me personally, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't ask that anybody would do that. People, please refrain from doing that at all times. Stay away from violence when it comes to any sporting event, no matter what the situation is.
Manny, who skipped Bayless? Manny, who skipped Bayless? Is it me? I think I'm more. I think if anything, I'm more Stephen A. No, I'm just playing. Hey,
Peter Parker in the house. What's up, big dog?
Big man, and Peter Parker, man. At the end of the day, now we get a call. We get ready to log off and get a call. Let's see. Let's go to the lines real quick.
Who that is?
Hello, caller, you there? Hello?
Hello?
Hey, how you doing? What's up, Big Rock? How you been doing, my guy? How you doing?
Man, good.
Hey, what's up, Rob?
Good.
We miss you, Rob, man. We miss you, man. We miss you.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
What you got? What you got for us tonight? What you got for us tonight? We was talking about.
Well, today that I have, I'm from Georgia, but I don't like anything with Georgia, but Georgia Southern, and maybe Dominique Wilkins Holyfield back in the day.
He said Dominique Wilkins at Holyfield.
Yeah. Well, how are you gonna get that Cousins kind of money?
How you gonna get Kirk Cousins that kind of money when he came off a bad wheel?
I agree with that.
He's gonna be 36 years old when the season starts.
I agree with you, Rob.
And then too, when Lamar Jackson was out there during that time and moment, and he wanted his money, it ain't no difference. If Jackson wanted $200 million, but you gave Kurt what, $180 million, what's the difference? And Jackson way younger, and a 2-time MVP.
Well, I agree with you, Rob. I agree with you, Rob. But I do think that Baltimore secretly was not going to entertain anybody who wanted to get Lamar Jackson. I don't think they were going to let him go. Right. I think they were still in contracts with negotiations. But I'm with you, Rob. Atlanta should have been tugging and pulling, saying we want Lamar Jackson. I agree with you 100%, Rob.
And what about Fields out there, though?
Yeah, and I think that should have been the segment as of we talked about a lot tonight of the situation with Kirk Cousins and the money and his injury going to Atlanta versus how many years he was signed and the key role players surrounded around him. But you're right. Maybe we should have implemented that in there also as of why Atlanta did not want Justin Fields. And I think that probably would have been a great topic.
I don't think they don't want him.
And also,
go ahead, Benny.
Gentlemen.
Too much for him right now.
Go ahead, Benny.
Go ahead, Benny. Go ahead.
It's not that Chicago. It's not that teams do not want Justin Fields. Chicago GM is asking too much, and teams know you gonna draft the. You don't showed your hand. You playing poker done showed your hand. I know you gonna draft the quarterback in the NFL draft, but you want me to give you this high draft pick for just. And ain't that they don't think he deserves it. They know once you draft this quarterback in the draft, you either gonna come down on the trade offer or you gonna cut Justin Fields, and we're gonna get him cheaper.
And you know what, Benny? Shame on me for that, Benny, because you touched on this earlier in the show, and I should have elaborated a little bit more on that. Because Ryan Pace, the GM of the Chicago Bears, he actually came out about 3 weeks ago and said, we want to do right by Justin. At that point in time, if you're a general manager at any level of a sports team, you never come out and say that unless you're really trying to deal with that person. You always say, we're always evaluating everyone on our team, and we're always developing and trying to get better as a team. You never come out and say something like that. You always emphasize the team, not a player. And I think that's the mistake that he made. And as a result, now anybody out there going to be able to get Justin Fields for the low because he's trying to trade it. And on top of that, he's shown his hand that he actually wants to draft the quarterback. And Benny, you're right. I should have touched on that a little tougher, a little harder earlier in the show on that. Rock, what do you think?
Myself personally, all due respect, gentlemen. How I see with the Bears over the last 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years, every year they always get a new offensive coordinator. How can I adjust 2 or 3 years when you always switching up? You always switching. You're always switching. But me, myself personally, I keep Fields. keep him. I would keep Fields.
I would too, and I'm
keep
gonna say this
Fields,
about
been around him.
the Chicago Bears. I'm gonna say this about the Chicago Bears. The Hallis Trophy is given out to the NFC champions. The Chicago Bears, that's your trophy. George Hallis was your owner. Your trophy goes out to the NFC championship winner that plays in the Super Bowl. When are you going to learn how to develop quarterbacks? Throughout the entire history, the Chicago Bears are one of the earliest founding football teams in the NFL, and they've never had a quarterback to throw for 4,000 yards. I don't want to hear about it's cold weather out there. Do you know how many quarterbacks have thrown for over 4,000 yards in Green Bay? The Chicago Bears' problem is they haven't been hiring the right people with headsets on from an offensive philosophy standpoint to grow these quarterbacks. And that is a bad situation. It's not the quarterbacks in Chicago, it's their front office and their coaching staff. That's their problem over the years. And they got a curse on them, to be honest to you. They fired a coach that went 10-6 before they went to the 17-game schedule. You don't fire an NFL coach who win 10 games. What it is to win 10 games? They fired Lovie Smith for winning 10 games. Chicago Bears, you got a curse on you, man. Go out there and get good people in your front office to develop these kids that are playing football with that C on the helmet, and then maybe you can go back and win another Super Bowl and get a 4,000-yard passer. Get the people in the front office to be better first. Establish a better culture, and then you can start winning more games with better players. Because Justin Fields is not a bad player. He's in a bad situation.
Right. But me, myself, personally, though, I gave Jim Harris. I showed Wu. I did him. I did him, man.
You get who?
My mind keeps telling me Marvin Harris.
What I said last week.
Yeah,
you talking about Chicago?
Yeah, Benny said that last week. He said keep Justin Fields and get that boy that wide receiver so he can have more on one end and also have Marvin Harrison on the other one.
Right. Don't keep telling me. I hope Williams succeed. Hey, don't get me wrong. God knows I do. Don't keep telling me you're making a bad mistake, folks. You're making a bad mistake. Keep and get Marvin Harrison and let's run it. And Bill Ryan, let's run it. Phil and Cooper, they young. Let's run it, man. But me, myself, Brooklyn, why are you going to get a 35-year-old man when his leg about to come on?
But you know that go back.
I don't think. You don't do it in Baltimore this year with that freight train. You ain't gonna win now. You ain't gonna win. It's dead. It's over with. If you ain't gonna do it with that freight train and that bike field, it's dead in Baltimore. In fact, but with he on his way out now. We already know that. He's on his way out. He might be good for 2 more years. And ain't gonna be in long but 2 years. Remember I told you that.
All right. I think at the end of the day, hey, Bo, man, we thank you for calling, man. We thank you for getting up. We got you in this week, Bo. I mean, we got you a bit rock. We got you in this week. Now, last week we couldn't get you in. The phone lines here, but we got you in this week. Keep calling, man. We all never. We always want to hear from you, and we appreciate what you bring to the show, man. We appreciate you, Doc. Yes, sir.
What other question Bo said earlier about Lovie Smith got fired with a 10-6 record? I agree with Milwaukee Bucks. I'm gonna flip the script to basketball. They told with a winning record.
Hey, what was he? What was he? 23 and 13 or something like that. He was doing pretty good over there.
Yo, 30.
23 and 16.
Number 3 in the East. Number 3 in the East.
Yeah, something like that.
He had the third best record in the NBA.
Hello, can you hear? Go ahead.
I can't. Rock, did we lose you?
Right, you still
I think we might have lost him, King.
Okay, we get you now.
Okay.
Hey, my Super Bowl prediction.
Whoa, this real early here now for a Super Bowl prediction.
Way early.
He said who now?
I'm going with 14 2 of them out of NFC and 2 of them out
Who's your prediction?
the AFC.
Okay. Who you got?
Oh, hold on one second. I'm finna write this down. Go ahead. Let's hear this. I'm writing this down.
The NFC.
I can't hear him, King. What'd he say?
Go
ahead.
I will go with 3 teams, but I'm going to do 2 teams.
Okay.
I'm going to ride with Green Bay.
And they'll see he got Green Bay.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to take a bold prediction. It might be close to get there, but I ain't going to think they'll make it. Don't sleep on Tampa Bay. And,
Okay.
but my third team, y'all might think I'm crazy. My third team, the real talk now. The real talk. I'm going to go with New Orleans.
What?
Now, the AFC.
First of all, Rob, you got to tell me why you chose New Orleans.
Oh, hold on.
No, you got to tell me why you chose New Orleans now. Now, I was on board with the Green Bay and Tampa Bay possibilities, but what did New Orleans come in at?
I'm going to let you know. Hold on. I'm going to go with the AFC. I'm going to go with Burrow.
Cincinnati.
I'm going to take Tyreek Hill.
I'm a Miami Dolphin fan, and I ain't fooling with them this year myself.
I'm going to take Tyreek Hill. Now, hold on now. I'm going to take Tyreek Hill.
Okay.
I'm going to take if the environment that is if your quarterback don't be a turnover machine.
Who? All right, so Baltimore.
If you don't be a turnover machine, my last eye. The real I'm going to go with the Chargers.
The Chargers?
Who?
The Chargers?
You going to leave Patty Mac out?
I don't know what he think.
Rob,
Rob, let me tell you something. Rob, I appreciate you calling the show, bro. I really do. But hey, Rob, no disrespect. No disrespect. Please don't take this the wrong way. Don't take this the wrong way. But I'm gonna say this: those are the worst picks I ever heard in my life. And this show history, but you got to write it and believe it. Now I'm gonna tell you why. I don't disagree. I like Tampa Bay possibly coming out the South. I like Green Bay coming out. But you said New Orleans. New Orleans, you're putting your hopes in Derrick Carr, who hadn't had a full season probably in his career and has been up and down. New Orleans doesn't have a great defense. Then you go over to the AFC. Tampa Bay, you chose 2 teams for the NFC South, which a lot of people feel is one of the weakest divisions in the football. You didn't think about you didn't say that about the Cowboys. You didn't say that about San Francisco. You didn't say
No, the reason why I ain't took up those songs at night. Because you're only still on that sideline too much. That's number one.
Okay, but you still got.
Tell him again.
Hey, if y'all know, Jerry Jones has not been on the sideline. He has not been on the sideline in the last 2 years.
But he's still talking.
Oh man, he's still that sideline.
He ain't gonna stop talking now.
He gonna stop. He gonna always talk. He gonna always talk.
The reason why I like New Orleans, something that you just said, that division. That's why I took them either Tampa Bay, that division, man.
So all right, but then.
Go ahead.
All right, so wait. But then you got you still missing. You got Detroit, you got Philadelphia, you got San Francisco, you got the Cowboys, you got all these teams that's going to be better. You even got a lot of people say the Falcons. I disagree with the Falcons, but some people say the Falcons are going to be better.
Really?
You got and then you got Tampa Bay. So you got 6, 7 teams that they got to leapfrog to be there. So I don't see. I'm like, no, I was with you till you got to New Orleans. Now AFC. You said Cincinnati. I can see that Burrow hopefully comes back healthy next year. Then you said, what's your other team? You said
Miami and the Chargers.
Okay, I can see the Chargers having a better season because I thought the Chargers coach was trash.
All right. I can see the Chargers. Baltimore Ravens too. He mentioned them too. Now okay. I'll say this. I'll give you some credit, Rock, when you mentioned Baltimore. I'll give you credit. But I'm not a big fan of my Dolphins going to no Super Bowl. I don't think we are. I think what's going to happen in Miami. I think what's going to happen in Miami.
Robert Hunt, Andrew Van Ginkel,
He's
the
overrated.
linebacker,
He's
Brandon
overrated.
Jones.
He's overrated.
Christian Wilkins is not, though.
He's not, but not Hunt ain't either. But when you talk about Van Ginkel, when you talk about Brandon Jones, they're overrated players. Both of them. I've seen so much film on Andrew Van Ginkel coming off of the edge and shying away from a block and still missing the tackle as if he would have went through the block, he would have made the tackle. And Brandon Jones 2 steps behind the receiver when the ball get there. So those 2 players, to me, I feel like with Miami letting them go, they won't miss anything.
And Xavier Howard?
Xavier Howard was a good player for Miami. Much respect to Xavier Howard. All-pro. Much respect to Xavier Howard. He's had a very good career in Miami. Over the years, he's been fantastic. He had some injuries, had a lot of off-the-field issues, went public about a contract, which I felt like he should have kept in-house. He's 31 years old. He's lost a step. His time is up in Miami. I would like to see Xavier Howard move on and get a chance to win a Super Bowl with another team. He's due for one. He deserves it.
Okay. All right. But Rock, those are the reasons I say I thought that was kind of crazy. Then you didn't put Patty back in there. And I think my phone was dead, y'all. I think we lost Rock. But he put Patty back in there. He put Patty back in there. I just think, I don't know. That New Orleans and Miami selection was crazy.
Hey, the NFL now is Patrick Mahomes against the world.
That's what it is, man. You gotta. Hey, if y'all had $1 million and you had to bet on one team to win the Super Bowl this year, who would it be at this moment? I definitely go.
I don't know. Depending what the odds. I might be trying to make double my money because they're gonna be I might be trying to make more money, so I believe against them.
I believe I'd rather go with the over/under.
Yeah,
field.
Not go with something, boy.
Rob, we thank you for calling, man. But listen, hey, we thank you
guys for listening to the out the Super Bowl conversation.
Man, that was crazy. I appreciate you calling, Rob, but that was crazy. That was wild.
This has been a rebuilding year this year.
Hey, he just took a $21.6 million pay cut. You know he want another ring.
Hey, sign Chris Jones. Sign him. Hey, he signed by like Troy that year they won like a fucking signed with Emmitt Smith. Give me money.
Hey fellas, hey man, I had a great time with y'all tonight, man.
Thank everybody for watching. Benny, thank you so much. Bo, as always, my co-host, man, thank you so much, brother. We had a blast. I had a blast with you guys, man. Listen to everyone that called, everyone that text, everyone that left a message, everybody that liked, hearted, and watched a little bit. We took a couple of seconds to watch this on the show, man. We appreciate it. Please share, please like, please subscribe. Please let people know about the show. Wednesday night, 7-ish, 7-ish o'clock. We're going to come through and come in with the King Bo Show. Thank you guys so much. Y'all have a great night. Listen, next week, we get into some more stuff. We're in the NFL. We get closer to draft time. We try to talk about some draft picks next week. Also, we get into that WWE situation that happened with Bianca Belair and the racism that occurred with the wrestler saying that she only got it, pretty much saying that she only got it because she's a black woman. She had to get the list. That was crazy.
You didn't talk about my Dodgers.
The Dodgers?
We'll get it next week. We'll add them next week. We got time. It's still preseason, still training camp.
So you talking about the Dodgers getting upset by the Braves this year?
Ooh.
The Braves coming out there this year?
I don't know. We'll talk about it next week to find out a little bit more about it. Hey, King,
yes,
Benny, I'll be home in May. I'll give y'all the dates. Let's go out and eat lunch or dinner one night.
Let's do better. Okay. Let's do that, and then let's have a live show. Let's have a show live where we can have a live audience. Benny, you got the venue, right? You ain't got a venue we can use it, man. Then we can do the live show.
Yeah, I got one.
Okay, I'll just make sure you got a venue. We got a venue, so let's set the live show. Cause I want to get the football players in there. That's what we can bring the high school players, the signees and stuff like that today. So
hey, sounds great. Sound like a plan.
Sound like a plan, man. I appreciate you guys, man. Appreciate y'all so much. Appreciate everyone. Y'all have a great day. Join us again next Wednesday, 7 o'clock. It's King. It's Bo, Benny, King Bo Show. Peace.
Ladies and gentlemen, peace out.
Everybody talking, but they talking about us. BLG walking the God we trust. As long as I never says in the book, we good. Show me the list. Show me the list. Show me the list. Hey. Everybody talking about they the best. They the best, yes. Everybody talking, but they talking about us. BLG walking the God we trust. As long as I never says in the book, we good. Talking about us, BLG walking the God we trust. As long as I never says in the book, we good. Show me the list, show me the list, show me the list. Hey. Everybody talking about they the best, they the best, yes. Everybody talking, but they talking about us. BLG walking the God we trust. As long as I never says in the book, we good.